have the every story instrumental in the background playing softly on a loop, so...
Careful, we might get demonetized.
No, that's an original composition, so we're good.
I know, but some random place might be like, oh, this has the same 4 chords as Beethoven's Sonata.
Yeah,
so...
well, that's Susan's fault. If we get Wachowski, that's out of my control.
Oh, we are actually live now. We are now live. Notification just popped up.
Well then, hello, horses of the Wasteland. Welcome to our Confessions of Wasteland Pony 5th anniversary podcast. Ooh.
Huzzah!
Right when the violin hits.
Huzzah.
So yeah, we should
very
introduce
impressive.
everyone, because I know some people haven't been on the podcast before.
Yeah, like Vermont, because he's never around.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I live in a different time zone and have a job now. Gah.
Finally,
Excuses.
Getting off your butt and doing something with your life. Jeez.
Right.
People do that?
It's not like you haven't been going
That's
to
news to
college.
me.
Our live chat is going as well, so anyone in there, I can see you. I'm not bothering with, the B3 window, so I'm paying attention to you, chat, when you have questions for our guests.
So let's begin by introducing our guests, because
Yes.
I think we only have one newbie in the chat at the moment.
At the moment, that's true. I'm sure they recognize him, though.
I don't know. He's not speaking, so we can't. They can't hear him.
Oh my gosh.
I think he died.
He never
I
left
think-
the cave.
Rest in peace.
Never mind. He was the one who was eaten.
That is
Spoilers for Lieutenant Darkseeker asking, is that the guy who voiced Chrysanthemum? As if it really must be a long time since I've been on the podcast if that's how I'm being recognized.
apparently so.
Not as James Vermont, co-founder of the channel, writer of Terminal Secrets. I'm the guy who voiced Chrysanthemum.
It's better than just being labeled female voice, which is apparently just Needle.
Right. Female voice.
Spoilers.
Or like when someone's like, "Who voices Butterfly Stitch?" Me.
Needle Stitch.
Who voices half of the characters?
It really is perfect.
Needle
Um,
Stitch.
Me.
Oh, no. That depends on what series you're in. If it's Terminal Secrets, the answer to who voices half of the characters, the answer is Maddie.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does my voice sound better?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
A little bit better,
Zahn
yes.
has actually joined us.
I was able to get onto my computer and use my good microphone. Hello. You can listen to delicious
Hello.
stuff.
Hello, welcome to the land of the wake.
There we go. Now we've got
There
our
he is.
favorite paladin of the wasteland. Introduce yourself, Mr. Sandy Stone.
Hi, I'm Web Shutter and I voice Sandstone, Paladin Sandstone.
That's right. Titles matter.
Hey now, if anybody's going to talk about titles, I currently hold the highest title.
That is true. You are royalty in the room, so let me find the appropriate art. I should be faster on the draw with these. I've got all the art loaded up. There we go. Sitting there in her comfy ass blue chair. Fantastic.
No, I see Paladin.
In the comments section, Needle Stitch is the human equivalent of a Swiss Army knife. From Samuel PS 2.0.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, you had it.
If somebody's like, hey, can you do this? I'll take about 45 minutes to learn how to do that, and I will do it. So, you're not wrong. That's something I've prided myself in, is learning pretty much how to do everything.
That is true. Oh, we have some Oak Heart love in the chat. I'm sorry, but she did not answer my request to join us, so I don't know where she is. I tried to pick a time that would work for everyone, but she didn't show up.
Okon is, like, notoriously difficult to get a hold of, though. Like,
She's eaten by the aether.
she's great, but trying to get... She vanishes for, like, ages and ages at a time, and she appears, and everyone's like, "Oh, cut!" and then she's gone.
It's like, darn it.
I need a picture of Needle Stitch sipping coffee like that, because she just looks pissed.
Isn't it great? So smug. We do have a question in the chat. I'm going to try to make it a definitive podcast wrap for people who might be new, 5 years is a long-ass time. We've been working on this shit. So, for people who might not know, we have a question in the chat from 8th Flame. What inspired you to write and create Confessions of Wasteland? I guess the short answer is I wanted something more to do, because that was when Stabletech, we were pretty much wrapping up the production of episode 1, quote unquote, the audio side of the production, and I was like, oh shit, we had a lot, and James probably remembers this, we had like 24 voice actors that were just kind of like, give us something to do, because of course all the main cast were cast for that promo, and it was like, we were trying to, we were like, we were like the czars of Russia being like, okay, calm down. We'll find something for you before you throw a revolution and want to, completely redo all the VAs. And so I thought one good idea would be, okay, we give each of them their own star character, some role that they could each be, and it'd give me an opportunity to write, which was something I was looking for anyway. And I'd recently gone through the World War Z dramatic audiobook again, which has a whole cast of characters, including Mark Hamill and neat people like that, and so very inspired by that format. Well, here we go.
Confessions of a Wasteland Pony.
And thus the radio was born.
Yes, Skyballs invented the radio.
Well, I meant to say radio play. Sorry, I'm still waking up.
Skyball killed the radio star.
Awakeness you're speaking of. It sounds like heresy.
Roy Mustang asking the dreaded question.
No, I sound like a sexy dragon.
You sound like
She is a
heresy.
sexy dragon.
Yeah, she is a sexy dragon. I don't know what you're talking about.
Except I'm a duchess and I can say what is heresy.
Although technically Diamondback is also royalty on his mother's side.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Diamondback is royalty.
That's a challenge to the throne.
He's just
One of the
Royalty doesn't.
dumbass, so doesn't know.
Royalty doesn't decide what is heresy. Royalty decides what's treason.
Heresy is any words that go against the king.
No, it's not. It's heresy is related to religion.
No, it's not.
I mean,
Somebody Google it,
which
quick.
kind of
The separation of
group you're
religion and
talking
state is a fairly recent phenomenon, to be fair.
Somebody Google
True,
it.
true. But if you go and Google it, it says belief or opinion contrary to orthodox religions (brackets, especially Christian) close brackets doctrine.
Oof.
What?
We have another Zenishaqua, the wolf in the chat. Black powder weapons would take over the wasteland. They would be more common, I would think, to make probably, because as far as like putting your own gunpowder like ammunition together, that would be a big limiter. You'd have a lot more people with horses with bows and arrows and stuff.
True.
Gun is still a gun. Okay, yeah, now that they want more explanation who's here. So let's go, I guess let's go in order of appearance, I guess. So we would start with, we'll start with Mr. Sandy Stone. First of all, how did you hear about Confessions of the Pony Wasteland?
Well, sorry, as I said, I'm still waking up.
That's all right.
I joined up with Stabletech to help voice and help make Fallout Equestria, a thing. Yes, I take all the credit. No. All right. I joined up with Stabletech to lend my voice to help out with the project, and then Skybolt started talking about his own project, and I'm like, you know what? I got nothing to do. I'll take a chance. And then Skybolt's like, here, you get a part. Oh my god.
That was easy.
Where's the that was easy button?
I used to have one of those. Yeah, it kind of really was that easy. That was an interesting turning point. That was right when Stable Tech was falling apart for us. And so,
Yeah.
luckily, Webb was nice enough to follow us to East Corp to be our very first solo episode at East Corp Productions.
Hey, you showed me where the life raft was. I just jumped.
Yeah. A lot of people jumped, and they were swimming
Fuck
toward the
women and
raft.
children.
Okay. What question number 2? What was your favorite moment of playing your character? Did any one scene stand out to you that you still were happy with or enjoyed?
I'm sure there's some.
Played out?
Let's see. Well, I shouldn't really say happy. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When I've voiced Paladin Sandstone, I was straight up nervous because, lack of confidence, go figure. But the one part I think I had the most fun, so to speak, with was really working on his emotions, especially towards the reveal of his confession when he realized. Now, spoiler for those who haven't seen the episode yet. If you haven't, why haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch it.
Yeah, what are you
Go
doing?
watch all the previous episodes.
Yeah,
It'll
24
only
hours.
take
All
you
of
like
them.
10 it'll take you a few
Yes, I know that's high demand. Anyway,
It's
but
only the length
to answer
of
the
God at
question,
moment.
I think the part where Paladin Sandstone really breaks down and you hear him crying, that was my first time ever really kind of really pushing emotion, and I had a bit of fun with that. And dang it, Skybolt. I mean, the way you wrote it and the way I was trying to do it, I ended up actually crying real tears at the end of it.
Yes.
But I had a good time and voicing him, and also him getting picked on by Batter Blade. That was kind of fun.
That was really fun. Yeah, that was where Battered's grandiose reintroduction into the series, which I was so nervous about because I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a bit of a new variable," and I didn't know if Shadow would stick around because the others didn't. So I was like, "Oh God, please let her stay," and somehow she did. And so we had that nice opening where she hits on Sandstone for a while.
May they be shipped.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, what is your favorite character or moment of not your character? Do you have another favorite, moment or person and their silly voices?
Do you mean like in the series so far, or
So far. No spoilers for season 8, which is what I have to keep reminding myself as well.
Okay, here's a spoiler for season 8. No, I'm kidding.
We don't have any spoilers.
Exactly. We ate them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spoiler for season 8: Diamondback likes donuts.
What? That
Wow.
I thought everyone knew that. Anyway,
Spoiler for season 8: Duchess drinks tea.
You gotta glaze them yourself.
actually, that tea's whiskey, but we just call it tea.
It's what we call at conventions, not water.
Okay. All right. To answer the question, that's kind of a toughie. Let's see. I have a few actually. Favorite characters. Well, for one, is indeed Duchess.
Sweet.
No, this isn't kissing up. I promise.
Oh, here we go.
But no, Duchess. For there to be a what's the word to say? A refined character to be in post-apocalyptia, and for her to be able to still hold that demeanor in a world that pretty much says, "Hey, let's go wild." That I thought was very interesting, very cool. Amberhorn, because she was the first, or not Amberhorn. My apologies. Come on, brain. Wake
Battered
up.
Blade, you mean?
Thank you, Battered. Yes. Now she's gonna batter me over the head because I forgot.
Oof.
Anyway, Battered Blade. She was the first. She was cool, and she was the one that drew me into the whole Confessions series because Skybolt, you hit it home. You hit it home on that one.
It was a good pilot. I was actually surprised by how well it was received myself, to be honest.
And let's see. Diamondback, yeah, you definitely rock.
Huzzah! I am appreciated.
And last but not least, Amberhorn. Because damn, that so many feels.
Yeah, Amberhorn. That's quite the story. What's going on with her? What might still be going on with her?
Have a story about like a picture of Amberhorn.
Oh, really?
So I showed it to he who must not be named because he's no longer with his channel. And I was like, look at this horse, and he's like, who the fuck did the vectoring for this horse? Her horn is a different color than her body.
Oh, that he who must not be named. Fuck him.
And I'm like, yeah, it's because her name is Amberhorn. Like, duh.
It's a plot point.
She's supposed to.
It
He
is
who should
fully
not be
explained.
named. Very ominous to some extent.
Ominous. And yes.
We don't speak about him because he's an asshole.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know who you're talking about, so it's fine by me, I guess.
And you never will.
Yeah. One of the rare occasions that we've actually had to fire someone.
Oof. Yeah, that was something else. Oh,
one, because he was an asshole. Two, because he was a shitty actor.
yeah, that too.
I actually had somebody ask, like, which came first, the asshole or the shitty actor?
So Webb, did you have a particular scene in your story that you liked the most, that you were really happy you were able to make work?
Oh shit, we have. Is that? I think I Am Shadow just.
It is I Am Shadow.
Here I
Oh
am.
my god.
Oh my goodness! Good to talk to you again.
Oh my god!
You exist. You're no longer a shadow.
I live.
She is Shadow.
Welcome to the program. We're just slowly going through everyone. Do you have any time constraints? We could pivot over to you.
No,
first.
I'm so.
All right.
Nope.
All right.
I guess we'll finish Webb then. Yeah. Any favorite scenes from your episode? Any I know with my character sometimes I like to imagine like something you pictured like helped you get into the character like besides what was written down. You're like, okay, so getting into Sandstone, I'm gonna be like this.
Like me personally. I have two favorites. One is Battered's backstory of when what?
Two things. One, you're really soft. We can't really hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm on my phone.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Sorry.
Yell
about
at it.
Ignore Vermont.
Yell at
He's
your
a-
phone.
Hey.
Okay, to answer the question, and so we can move on to the next important person.
Yes.
Damn. Okay. There are three scenes in the episode I was in that I liked. The first was where he's introduced, and then Amberhorn, or not Amberhorn. I apologize.
Jeez.
Battered Blade.
Thank you.
Battered Blade starts hitting on him and making him nervous because it just shows that he's not that much of a hard ass or something like that. Anyway,
He has a soul.
You gotta beat him up because that's the second time he's flubbed Amberhorn and Battered Blade's name.
I mean, considering
Yeah,
the
that happened
power armor,
twice
he
now.
does have one of the hardest asses on the call. To be fair.
I take it the award for the actual hardest ass goes to Diamondback. Who,
that is
you know,
true.
with the scales.
Chrysanthemum has a resilient ass, but it's gonna take beating.
I mean,
That's what
that
happens
just
when
got
you live
blown
with
up and she's
Freezy.
fine.
Yeah, Freezy's the
That's what happened.
power top.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
second scene is is when he's talking about Carmina.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
sad.
I love that.
Especially when they meet. Oh crap! Their commanding officer, the one that you had me mimic Mark Hamill for.
Wasn't it? Yeah, the turquoise. Yeah.
Yeah, turquoise.
You did great on that, by the way. You really pulled it off.
Thank you. I tried. I listened to so many recordings of the Joker and Star Wars, and after a while, I was getting weird looks like, "Why are you mimicking Star Wars?" Anyway. And then the final scene, where he vowed to kill Fuel Rod.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why he can't die yet. He's got a mission.
Those are the 3 scenes that helped me get into character for Sandstone, and also I did really enjoy it.
I'm glad. No, I was definitely from the beginning wanted to have some kind of Steel Ranger character because, of course, the saddest point of Fallout Equestria for me was losing beloved Steel Hoovies. So
just out of nowhere.
I'm like, I need someone who survives to the end of his story, at least for now. Anyway, we should pivot back because I'm so glad Shadow could be with us, because unbelievably she is the reason that we have the series at all. We've known each other a long time, actually. We should tell them we started off in Last Stand of
Harmony. Oh my god. Don't get me started.
That was a long time ago.
Oh my god. Like 5 years? Holy shit.
Can you believe that?
Fuck me.
That's what we're commemorating. That is when your episode came out 5 years ago today.
Yeah, I know.
No, it was so great too. I was able to meet her and her dad at BronyCon, and we got we got fish at the Bubba Gums, and that was a good time. That's a fun convention.
Yeah, it was fun.
How did you even get a part of Last Stand of Harmony? I think you were a VA too when we both got dragged into that, right?
I honestly can't remember. I think it was either a YouTube message or a Skype request from Cast, I think. That's how that project is dead to me. I can't even remember.
Yeah, and so then after that is actually where I got the little bit of, whatever director experience I got from there before Confessions.
Yeah.
And so luckily when Stapletech, all the VAs sort of shunned me and none of them turned in audio, then I was like, okay, I guess I got to toss the net to my other friends, and Shadow luckily was able to pull it off beautifully. And as I've mentioned to the others before, you were the one that stuck around. We lost our Ghoul Doctor and our original Duchess.
It's like, I'm the only one who actually gives a shit about projects now.
And so I cannot thank you enough, everyone in the chat. She's the reason that we had anything beyond episode 2, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I'm not usually one to turn a project away if I'm, stick around for so long. It's like, I can't do that. Like, I can't, if the project is that committed to get done, I can't really leave, because I'm a person who's like, once I start something, I want to finish it,
Yeah.
Like, I'm like that kind of person, so.
And honestly, having the battered parts in episode 5 onward have been so fun to write and to listen to. Like, she just is such a great character energy with all the others. Whether you're being like, you're talking about the Raiders stuff about the great arrows.
Yeah.
or talking about like, oh yeah, let me tell you all about impalement.
Or like just give like a sassy one-liner. Like, I love those. Like, I love just being a bitch to everybody. I'm like, wow, battered savage ass.
She is so great. I love Battered.
I'm like, Battered, you complete me.
It was great too, because then being able to bring her back, then I got to put the cute little what was it? The Riley's Rangers armor on her, and also then do the actual cutie mark, because I was like, wait, I never actually showed what her cutie mark looked like, so I had to doodle that up. Okay. Anyway, the questions, because we're going through the questions of all our fabulous stars. So how do we know each other? We explain that. What do you enjoy most about your character? Do you have any one moment in particular that really stood out to you when playing in your episode?
Just being savage. That's really like just being savage. Like, you know, giving my opinion, however harsh it may be, and that's just my favorite. Like, thing about Batter. It's just she just gives her opinion and just gives no fucks.
It is
like,
pretty great.
She's just the one character's like, I'm all out of fucks to give.
Oh yeah, and yeah, it's just I gotta be honest too. The accent you nailed down as far as the like having that perfect like raider chic, because that was such an essential Fallout stereotype.
Like, I remember when the very first episode came out on, I think it was on Stable Text, and I remember like this one comment saying, "What?" Like, this one person asked, "What accent that's supposed to be?" And I'm like, even I have no idea. I just winged it. Like, you're asking me this?
That's like Mel Blanc, famous Looney Tunes voice actor who played all the Looney Tunes. He basically said that he cobbled Bugs Bunnies together from like kind of little of everything. It's like there's some Manhattan, there's some Bronx, some Brooklyn, it's just whatever.
It's like Boston, New Yorkish. I don't know.
And then, of course, in episode 6, when we bring in the Doc Dad, then you give the literal "What's up, Doc" line. So it's
I did. That was great. I was gonna say.
Okay. Next question. Who is your favorite character besides yourself? Did you have any particular moment you liked of anyone else?
Definitely Sandstone. Like, I definitely love his backstory, and just the whole part where when he was trapped in I think it was a cave, with his friend, and he was hallucinating, and how that twist when it was revealed that he killed his friend, I'm like, oh, my heart. That was just,
Yeah, and then had the whole, you know, I really, especially for Sandstone, the whole start of his character was, I wanted a moment where the mechanic of, not only is he voicing both characters for the audience, but you find out, oh wait, he literally was hearing voices in his head.
It's like, oh shit, like that, that was clever. I like that.
That was sad. Poor Sandy.
But, like, I'm like, why would you do that?
Because Skybolt made it happen.
Skybolt, you monster.
We had to feel.
Like, I love making my characters suffer so much.
He is a writer.
It's like, creating a character 101. Hey guys, this is my new character. Why did I make it suffer?
I'm not even close to Vermont though. Vermont has a body count literally in the hundreds, and they were my characters too.
Oh my god!
Terminal Secrets has successfully managed to kill off a main character in every single episode.
Yeah, I was basically I had to smuggle Pink Pippin out of there at the last second. Don't you kill my precious baby!
Not only Vermont am I gonna save Pinkin from your wrath, but I'm gonna make you be in an episode with her just to rub it in.
Wait, what?
That was still, I think, one of the hardest things we had to keep secret was her showing up in the ice mare. I can't believe we both did it. I was afraid I would leak it first.
I was
terrified. I remember you wanted me to record Terminal Secrets. I remember I was playing like maybe 3 characters. So.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yes.
That may or may not be coming.
Well, the one scene was really hard for me. Just where I had to scream and cry for that one particular scene. I wanted to keep it to spoilers and stuff, but just when I had to like scream and belt out, like that took a lot out of me. But like I did it because like I can do a scream take only when if something is easy. But when it comes to a death scene, that's usually hard for me because it's like I sound like I'm in pain, like rather than the character being in pain. But
I have to hand it to you too. You give. I know.
No. The curse returns.
What? Did we crash?
I think it
Quick,
reset.
No, it's loading.
Drop spoilers.
I've got
In the
everything-
in the 8th episode. No, I'm kidding.
In the 8th episode, Duchess drinks tea.
all the time, every time.
All the
In
time.
the 8th episode, a lot of things happen over a long period of time, and someone makes a sexual innuendo.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely-
I just refreshed the page and it looks like we actually did crash.
It
Ha-
looks
Yeah,
has-
hold on
like
a second.
Wait, is it? Are we working?
Because it usually reloads on the stream, so we'll end up losing like 10 seconds based on when this has happened before. We're getting Wajishki.
Dang it, YouTube! Come on! You got a job to do. We're trying to do something. Don't get drunk yet.
Speaking
You're
of
honestly
innuendo,
telling-
though,
you're-
we have both our Shadow and and our Diamondback as well. I try to bring something new for you to do every episode. So then with episode 7, you get an annoying bar
Yeah,
cry.
it's like great. I'm being hit on by a perp. Great, fantastic.
Samuel Pierce says, spoilers, in episode 8, Twilight Sparkle eats a free salad.
Isn't everything free when you're the princess? Isn't that just eminent domain?
Yeah, bitch.
No, you still got to pay taxes.
But she's the one they pay taxes to.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm a princess for like Twilight. It's like, bitch, I've been a princess since season 3. I can handle my own shit, and Celestia and Luna can't. So suck it.
So suck it.
Yeah, Twilight's actually a character you play a lot. In fact, back in the the Last Stand of Harmony days, we almost did a show where you would have been Octavia and I would have been up
I know.
across.
Like, it's like I got look back. It's like, oh my god, that was my wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
those were
But,
days.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, those were the days. Just, like those are the days of fun and cringe.
Oh man. Literally all that came out of it too was like a bunch of
Like
behind the scenes art.
we were just like fucking random. Like holy shit. like we weren't high, we weren't drunk. We were just like out there, and I don't even know how it happened.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that's how that project's been dead to me. I don't know. I don't remember any that much of it.
No, I know. It's
But hey, that's the thing. That's the one thing about the whole Brony fan thing. Dead projects. Like, hey, there's a new studio's coming out. Hey, they got a new project. Hey, they got some new teasers. Oops, canceled. It's like you can make a fucking drinking game out of this.
it is so depressing.
I feel
Tell
like
me
East
about
Corp
it.
is one of the few that have actually seen projects to the end.
I know, right?
Like, yeah.
That's really what
And
this is a
multiple.
celebration of more than anything. 5 years and I'm
It's
actually
like-
getting to finish this show.
Like, The Last Stand of Harmony is dead. Silly Philly Studios is dead. Stable Tech Studios is dead.
Jan Animations, Ashes
yeah,
of
Jan
Equestria
Animations
is
is
in
dead.
Well, wait, isn't Jan? No, Jan Animations is still going.
Dead.
Well, he's
I
still
am
Yeah,
mad
Jan-
about Dawn
He
something.
can't do ponies. He just can't do ponies anymore because Hasbro.
Oh yeah, C&D.
Yeah, no, and not just that, but like, apparently Jan and Hasbro were, they were trying to communicate, but Hasbro just didn't respond to any of his emails. Like, they keep telling him, hey, just talk to this person or talk to that person, and all of a sudden they just stopped responding to Jan. So, yeah.
I'm sad about Sherclop Pones, man.
Oh
Sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jenny's too big for the Brony fandom anymore. She did like Saber Spark and Rose Above.
What else is? I had there was one other project that I was in, and I don't know if it'll see the live date either. It's called Macroschism. Like, that was one project studio I was in, and there's also you and me, Sky, Equestria Tales.
Oh, that's right.
Long that I wonder how that's gonna last.
Do you guys remember Rainbow Dash Presents?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sad that that's no longer a thing because I loved Rainbow Dash Presents.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
like-
Factory Rep, his little animations. They're cute.
You read all these stories, you know how they go, but somehow they make them fresh.
Yeah, I know. What else?
I think we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
We had a topic.
There is one group. There is one group that I was with. Derpy Studios or some Left for Derpy, something like that.
Left for Derpy.
It was literally we were literally going to do like a full cast production of the fanfic Left for Derpy, where somehow Derpy ends up in the world of Left 4 Dead. She's actually with the 4 main characters from the first game, and zombie shenanigans ensue.
Derpy,
So-
can you respond?
Derpy,
Well,
what are your
Hi.
thoughts?
What do you want me to respond with? I'm already dead.
That is true. She didn't survive Left for Derpy.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I become a ghoul. Didn't anybody know? Jeez.
I just don't know what went wrong.
They didn't give me any other thing other than, hey, first few pages, you get eaten and turned into a ghoul.
Dang.
Here's
Well,
Spoilers.
no room to grow,
Yes.
no character development. What am I supposed to do? Well, we also cut out your tongue.
What?
No.
speaking of Dead. Speaking of Dead Studios, is a little bit different still going.
I don't even remember that one.
They
Oh,
were
with
making.
Ambient White?
Yeah.
That's me.
Right. Yes. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yes, I remember you were on that team.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was totally not Celestia for that project.
Oh.
I was
Totally not Shifty Eyes Celestia, Shifty Eyes.
Yeah,
I
I play totally not Celestia. So
Because
but,
I was
it's
a writer on that team for a little bit, but left because I
Yeah.
hated that. I hated it.
yeah, even I don't know. It's in limbo, so it's like, yeah, I can see this not getting like we did make a comic. I remember that much, but that was really all the progress it's really made. But
Throwing it out there real quick, I'm gonna mute myself because I have to go make a call, so I will be right back.
F.
All right.
And
Well,
it's
still
like
be
every
here
time
when you.
it's like every time I'm in a new project with a team, it's like, oh, I'll look at my things. I bring like a 6-pack of beer. It's like, let's see how long this lasts.
Right? I
Oh,
ended up
jeez.
bailing on that project because it was just every idea I threw at them, they just completely rejected. The only thing that made it through was a particularly bad monologue that they rewrote to make even worse.
Oh god, like it's like this is what happens when you let someone whose English is not their first language write the script.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a
It's like-
problem.
It's like, don't. Like, what are you doing, you fuckwad? Don't. Like, you had one fucking job. Don't.
I think
Like if you are a writer, and your first language is not English, here's one job for you to do. Don't write.
Or just
Don't write
Don't write in English.
or just write the whole story down and have someone translate it.
Exactly. Just
yeah,
I always
but
think,
also it's
yeah.
sorry.
like I'm not even a writer, and even I know it's like, yeah, you don't fucking do that. Like,
Oh my god, the
I
writing
mean,
on that
that's not
project was
saying that
bad.
people whose first
It's like-
language is English are any
and
better.
it's like yeah, we want to see more projects involving Celestia and Luna's backstory. Like, and trust me, I have my own ideas too, but it's like, it's. See, this is the one thing I also don't like about the fandom is like we're craving lore and backstory for a show meant for 8-year-olds. Like, do you think 8-year-olds honestly care where things come from? No, they fucking don't.
Well, not maybe. It depends on the 8-year-old. I know when I was 8 years old watching shows, I questioned things.
I mean, that's kind of the reason why I was just so bored with Shadow Play. Cause like,
Yes.
there's so much lore. It's like there's so much lore while also trying to tell a story. You can't do that.
On the bright side, Shadowplay did give us the Pillars of Equestria, which is giving us Scabold's new music thingy. So
Yeah,
it's so great.
yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's so
Oh,
great.
oh,
I
oh,
can't even tell you.
And I want to ask you, please fix Stygian's backstory because I hate Stygian and the Pony of Shadows. Just Because you know what my main problem with My Little Pony villains is? Here, I'll act it for you. I feel unappreciated and abandoned by my friends. Instead of addressing my problems to those I care about or to those willing to listen, I'm gonna turn evil and burn the world down until someone becomes my friend.
That's basically
That's the main reason why I hate the villains of this show. They're just, like, at best they're crybabies. It's like, at worst they're like school shooter. It's like,
Pumped Up Kicks plays in the distance.
My fucking god.
Like, at least some of them, like Shim Sham the Flim Flam, were like played off as basically just throwing one big temper tantrum.
They weren't really villains. They were just antagonists. And there's a difference between a villain and an antagonist. So,
but there is very much sort of the show gives us the basic ideas, and then everybody else goes and and adds the backstory to it. It doesn't always happen well. Sometimes, you know, they give us an interesting character or interesting-ish character design like Sombra, and then Silly Philly Studios goes and ruins it with Fall of the Crystal Empire. But then,
fuck that animation. Fuck it.
Oh my god, do you hate it too?
Yes!
I've never met anyone else. I hate it so much.
Go off, Queen.
Animation so hard.
Wait, which animation are we talking about now?
Silly Philly's.
People
Silly
don't
Philly's Fall of the
hate that?
I fucking hate it.
There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff in the fandom. I kind of have a hard time separating it sometimes.
Oh, trust me, I have a list of the fandom I really hate, and that includes projects.
Oh god, I hated that with like a fiery passion. I
remember when I saw the teaser, I was so hyped, and then when I finally watched it when it first came out, I was like, "That's it? That's it? Are you fucking kidding me?" I was so pissed.
There are a lot of major.
I was like, we get it, Silly Philly. You're on Team Luna. Nobody fucking cares.
Oh my god, yes. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm like, okay.
It sounds like you're on Team Celestia.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on Team Celestia. Celestia's best princess to me. Shut up.
Ooh, here we go. Banana Cast represents.
Yeah, I'm
do
sorry.
anything. Throughout the whole series, she hasn't had any kind of character development.
That's right, she hasn't screwed up.
Luna has no character development. It just happened in the first season and then nothing else.
But for Luna though, for Luna, I can go on.
Go off, Queen.
But for Luna, pre 1,000 years ago, I feel underappreciated about my powers and being a princess. Instead of talking to my sister about my problems, I'm gonna hold the sun hostage and turn evil.
I'm going to commit worldwide omnicide.
That was the whole thing.
After 1,000 years. I still feel bad for what I did as a villain. Instead of talking to my sister about how I feel, I'm praying Eldritch Abomination and cut myself every night. Luna has learned nothing.
In like one of the
neither has Celestia.
It's like,
this is better than
don't you two fucking talk to each other?
I didn't realize it would be that easy to set Shadow off.
Amazing. I love this. This is the best podcast.
Trust me, I get triggered by so many things.
No, but real talk. Big Mac is best princess.
Agreed.
Okay, but can I make people very angry for a moment?
Oh god.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Bring it.
Big Mac is really overrated.
I mean, Peter New in general is just really overrated.
And then the pause.
I will admit, I think after, I don't know what season it was, but I think they're putting a little too much focus on him. I think it was after in 5, I want to say. Like
I never liked his design. He was good as just a one-off joke pony, but I see him everywhere.
Yeah.
He's one of
to be
the
fair,
only male characters that gets any love, so...
To be
Yeah,
or
fair,
any respect.
I'm not the biggest fan of the big strong man archetype anyway.
Nope.
Like, so
Unless
that doesn't help either. Unless it's
Lucas.
Oh my god.
okay. That's
I mean, I do
that's
like
different.
I do like what they're doing with Big Mac, like him getting a girlfriend and making him talk more. But
Yep.
aside from that, it's like, what can you really do? I mean, he's just he's been doing a role that's known to do. He's a background character. So
I mean, so is Applejack, but they seem to still get.
Go you shit on Applejack.
The 9-season argument is is Applejack really a main character?
Yeah, is he really a main character? Like, hey, Mad Pat, get on that shit.
So sad.
East Corp.
By
Nope.
herself.
This is the best.
East
We need to
Corp.
get back on track, though. Real talk.
Well, looking like Confessions 8 will be longer than 6. Current estimated time, 5 hours.
No,
There are several,
Yeah,
there are several good
volume
reasons,
is
though, I
so loud.
promise.
Like, I remember, like, every time I opened the script again, Confessions are like, oh, fuck.
Guys, we gotta get back on
And,
track
like,
with
and
our.
I always say to the person who plays
Sorry,
and,
Needle.
and every time I open the script, I like, to the person who plays the main character of this
Trying
episode,
desperately.
may your vocal cords may the Lord have mercy on your vocal cords.
Okay.
We should check. Does anyone have a time limitation? We can get to their character next.
I don't care.
I currently have 48% left in my battery. That's fine. I'm good. I started
Plug
this.
it in.
We could do you next, Butch Bow Wow.
No.
Oh my.
I started this call with like 52%, so
Okay.
I'm good for now.
Okay,
Although-
maybe let him go first.
I think in
If
episode
Webshot
order
could
you are
just-
next, though.
Well, hold on. Shadow,
Website
did you
dude,
finish?
You need to turn your volume down.
Oh, sorry.
I turned him down in stream, so he should be better.
Oh, see, that's the problem. He's turned down in stream as opposed to in.
I moved
in
forward. Is that better?
Discord call.
Oh,
Yeah,
Is
Discord
that-
has an individual like volume thing, so I'm hoping that helps. I don't know.
Okay, my apologies.
No, it's fine. It's we haven't done a call this big in a long time.
All right. We do need to get back on track. Shadow, did you finish the question that Skybolt asked?
I think I asked what your
left off
favorite
talking
character
about-
was besides
Well,
yourself.
I left off talking about who my favorite characters besides my own. That's where I left off.
Yeet.
But yeah, Sandstone and his backstory. That's why I like him. So next question.
Aw. Did you enjoy your with every episode I try to have a character dynamic. What do you think of Battered's relationship with Emerald Fields? Do you see that as a good going forward? She's being a good mother and everything.
Oh yeah. I love it. Like every time, like you can tell, like no matter whenever there's a moment where Battered talks about Emerald, it's like, Battered's best mom. So it's like, yeah, Battered's best badass mom. So
it was a really complicated.
But she'd have to explain her cutie mark to her kid.
Yeah.
Going through who?
Yeah.
Well, you
it's like-
see.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you can tell that she really does care for Emerald, especially when she killed Emerald's
Entire family.
Yeah,
That was the
it's
hardest part about the character was being like, okay, what would the
It's like, what do I tell my kid when she's like in her 20s? Like, hey, by the way, I killed her entire family. Okay, thanks, bye.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and then of course the passing of the torch is like, oh, now she's got a boyfriend. Now he better watch himself. He better watch himself.
It's like you better sleep with one eye open, boy.
And he's an employee, which is even better.
Oh God, yeah.
I remember when that popped up while I was listening to the episode. I'm just like, oh, all the characters to date, like. You'd be safer getting into a relationship with Battered Blade than you would be in a relationship with
her daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then Diamondback wouldn't have anyone.
That is a good pivot.
Diamondback.
We have a question in the chat. What is with the southern voice actor? I do believe they mean you, Cinder, so should we pivot to you?
Wait, what?
Well, sure, why the hell not?
Okay.
Oh god, not you again!
Oh,
Fuck this
bad.
shit, I'm out!
Oh, BB, you can't be rid of me that easy.
What did I tell you about calling me BB?
Oh, they can shoot me. Shoot and or stab me. I just thought that was your way of doing foreplay.
I need an adult.
I
It's at this moment I really appreciate that none of us are actually in the same room.
What are you doing here?
This is a
You got a
public
problem
performance,
with me,
of course.
see.
Yeah.
Silence.
This is
That is the real royal voice.
Yeah. So, yes, we have our lovely. So we had the big delay of the Ice Mare. So I was like, okay, how do we introduce Mr. Dragon? It's like, okay, we don't introduce him as Dragon, but we immediately introduce him hitting on her as soon as the station comes on. That's the perfect introduction to his character.
I know.
You weren't wrong.
I remember reading that script, I couldn't stop laughing.
That's Diamondback's new last name, Dragon.
Drag on.
Oh, and Dragon. Oh
Fuck
God,
this shit,
that
I'm out.
that was. I don't know what to say about Breakbeak, except so much goddamn shipping.
Oof.
I know, the ships.
I mean, dragons are probably all pansexual because that's just in their.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we
a
have-
dragon
I
can
mean,
mate
it's
with
all-
anything.
Whether
yeah.
they want to or not.
See, that's the thing about. I can't remember if it was Skyball or Cinder that said it. That Diamondback is basically just single-handedly repopulating the dragon species.
Right.
Oh, that was me.
jeez.
Well, I mean, of course, it's all part of the plan. The character is that dragons by nature, they're all greed driven, so that would include lust and relationships. So it's definitely, he's reformed as much as he can be, accessing his pony half, but it's still,
It's still instinct.
yeah.
So, guys, in
Reform.
the chat, Sunkeesis says that we should just do this podcast in your character voices.
Oh, God.
That would be
You're
interesting.
welcome, by the way.
Oh,
That's
I
going to be
gotta
very. That's going to be very difficult for Maddie once she gets. Yeah, she's gonna. Most of us are using our real voices. Maddie will actually have to switch to the French accent.
Oh, God,
ready?
yes.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna do
Yes.
Duchess. I'm gonna do Duchess.
Do it.
Oh, of course you do that.
Anyway, as we were saying, so
Oh, God.
of course the dragon would go after the flank like that because X marks the spot.
Oh, I know. It's all right.
I'm not entirely certain Freezy would appreciate me listening to such filthy humor.
I think she
I-
would.
She'd probably get tired of that,
I
to
got
be
a dragon to slay.
honest. Oof. That's right.
Battered. Just out of curiosity, is it true that you and Diamondback destroyed that hotel room earlier? I mean, there's a lot of fire going on in there.
I just
You heard
repaired
and saw
that. What
nothing.
did you do to it?
You heard and saw nothing.
It was like a balefire bomb went off.
you all
Oh,
know.
you do not.
Oh,
You
so
all know a dragon doesn't kiss and tell. Too much.
Yes,
What are
he
you
does,
talking
he
about?
does.
You've told everybody your escapade.
I never said
so
I was
much
good
right
at
now.
this.
You tell everybody everything.
Yes,
That's all
even the stall vendors knew about it, and they were telling me. I was kind of surprised.
I mean, there's a reason the DJ brought me on here.
Because you're
So-
terrible at keeping secrets?
I mean, this
And to
is
mess with me.
revealing. This is about revealing secrets.
That
Darn
and,
Seeker.
and
Yes,
I've also found out that
actually,
DJ Pony likes a ship.
Gee, revealing secrets on the show called Confessions of a Wasteland Pony? Gee,
Don't
I don't know what that's like.
this is one big confessional, and you can all call me father.
Oh, please. We know the only one who calls you daddy is the Duchess.
I have never once called him daddy.
Oh, I want the details on this.
Sounds like someone's got something new to confess.
Unlike you, I am able to kiss and not tell.
Oh, so there was
Oh,
kissing.
so you have been kissing him.
No.
Well. I wouldn't have thought you had it in you.
That's a line, we all know it. Anyway.
Everybody knows that I much prefer homage.
That is true.
Oh.
I can't
Who
argue
doesn't?
with that.
I mean, I'm very much just a fan of Freezy and Freezy only. Sniff.
Oh yeah,
Sniff.
you and Freezy got busy.
Okay, you cannot tell me that in the entire time you thought she was dead, you didn't play around with some other little filly.
Got a confession to tell us?
I believe this is the part where innocent whistling and or running occur.
You see, I never quite learned how to whistle. It's not civilized or dignified. I do not whistle.
Horses can't whistle.
Oh, that is true,
horse.
actually. I think they just whinny.
We can.
Tell
They can bray.
that
They,
to the
they
pink.
can bray.
All right, as much fun as we're having, I hate to ruin it, but I believe we should move on with the questions.
We should.
Yeah.
So, with
Okay, yeah.
our lovely...
This is what happens when there's no time constraints. We have too much fun.
with our lovely dragon, how did you first hear about Confessions of the Pony?
Terrible at going in order.
Well, I was terrible at going in order because I didn't actually hear about Confessions until about halfway through recording for Untypical as Fade. And I was looking through East Corp stuff basically for something to listen to do while I stopped being sick. Because yes, that seems to be becoming a fucking trend.
Yeah.
And I kind of just wandered across it. I thought, this looks pretty long.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah.
This will last me for the next day or two. Yeah, I'll listen to this. And here we are.
And here we are. Okay, what was your favorite moment with your character? Any favorite interactions or pieces of your particular story?
So, I will say I did love almost all of that almost all of the episode. It was so much fun to record. If I had to give a specific type of scene, it would probably be just pretty much every interaction between Diamondback and Battered.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
so much fun.
I love the back and forth between those two too.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I like ya. You happy?
Fine, we'll go out for just drinks. Just drinks.
Let's
Like,
bring
it's like, oh, Batter, you're such a little soon.
That's how it always starts, is just the drinks.
And
Just drinks, then organizing an underground railroad.
First thing a little soon, then it's the drinks.
And then it's the beating and or stabbing.
Yeah, that's how Diamondback likes it.
That's my
Exactly.
way of saying I like ya.
Then you must like a lot of people.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he is a dragon. He may or may not be the dragon slut of the wasteland.
Well, she just said that beating and stabbing is her way to. She shows that she likes people.
Yeah.
Oh, so she must be. She's technically quite friendly then.
Oh, I'm really friendly once you get to know me. And a bullet to the head.
Ping.
Yeah, I can sort of.
Fantastic.
She saves the bullets for the really special.
So
No, I'm glad I
that's
still
why
have
she
my
keeps
armor.
shooting me on sat.
What? I could sort of. Based off that logic, you can sort of imagine that inevitable story we were talking about earlier of her explaining to Emerald what happened to her parents. Well, you see, I really liked your parents, like,
Yeah!
a lot. I wanted them to know that I loved them.
Yes! By brutally decapitating them.
Hit the stop stream.
Oh shit, it's back.
Everyone's a critic.
That's the thing. I really don't have any complaints. I mean, I
you
like
can't
her
say
story.
that. We're not streaming yet. You gotta wait.
Right.
You can say the nice stuff now, but you have to be really mean when they come back.
Exactly.
Up.
Oh yeah, I gotta gotta get him triggered. Got it.
Okay, looks like we're back. Everyone in the stream chat, are we back?
I'm just gonna go play sad piano music now.
Yeah, you'll be hiding in the bunker for what we have to say.
Okay, it's back. According to everyone, it's back. Yes, we're back. So, Battered Blade, you were saying how you wish you could change your history?
Oh, totally. Like, really? Of all the accents you could have given me? I want like, you know, a really badass accent. Like really? Boston? Come on, man.
Boston?
Knock off Babseed.
Excuse me?
Diet Babseed.
Diet Babseed. Yeah.
I agree, because Babseed's a little on the chunky side, so she is Diet Babseed.
Wow.
And demonetized.
And he just fat-shamed a pony.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay, talking about
I think
fat
that makes him
does
actually
anybody remember
evil.
the actual fat pony in Ponies?
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
There was a fat pony in Ponies?
Yes.
Yeah, the one in
yes.
yeah, the really fat one who's voiced by Peter Kalamis. Just
yeah, like what I found out was really funny was that her cutie mark was her own face, which
Yeah.
was just adorable.
It's like it was funny when seeing the design of that pony, but what's even funnier is that it's voiced by Peter Kalamis. It's like, holy shit, it's Rolf from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. So
oh, was that who it was?
Not only that, but he was also the very first dubbed Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
he's hilarious,
that,
by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
I got to meet him at Everfree a couple years back. It's pretty cool.
I did not know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, he was at Everfree a couple years back. I believe it was. Oh, it was actually like when I first debuted the Dress Derpy cosplay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was there, and I said something to him, and I was like, "Who are you?" Like, I'm trying to. Your name sounds familiar, but I can't remember. And he goes, "You dare insult the son of a shepherd?" And I'm like,
I love Peter Kalamis.
And boys!
Stupid pointy-haired dead boy! I will hang you upside down and use you as a hoe. Like he said, like there was a video of him of hanging out with Brian Drummond, the voice actor who played the original Vegeta and also Rita from Death Note. And someone asked him what would happen if Rolf met Vegeta, and they were improvising, and Peter Kalamis said, "Stupid pointy-haired dead boy! I will hang you upside down and use you as a hoe." So that was and it's amazing how even after 10 years he can still do the Rolf voice, so it's impressive.
Well, if you do a character long enough, it becomes you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they're like my
I think this
boyfriend
call is
said
proof of that.
Yeah, like my boyfriend actually sent me a video. Someone went on to Tony Sampson's Facebook, and Tony Sampson was Eddie from Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and he sent a recording of him cursing as Eddie. So
That sounds
was
amazing.
fun. Yeah, I need to send it somehow, but it was perfect.
Okay, so I want to gush about this for a second because I'm really excited. No, probably nobody else is gonna care.
Oh, here we go.
But I got to meet Jim Cummings.
Did you?
No way!
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
Oh, Baba.
No way!
I got to meet Jim Cummings, and I'm sitting there like, "Hi, I love Winnie the Pooh. I grew up with Winnie the Pooh. My nursery was Winnie the Pooh when I was a baby. All of my brother's nurseries were Winnie the Pooh when we were babies. I adore Pooh Bear, and in the Pooh Bear voice, he's like, "Oh, Pooh Bear adores you too."
Aww. Well, that's like he's such a nice guy.
I got autographs from him. Like, I got a Pooh Bear and a Tigger autographed, and I'm gonna send it off to a friend. And then I was like, "You can say no, but can I have a hug?" And he's like, "Yeah, you can have a hug." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And he gives me a hug, and he's like, "Pooh Bear loves you." And I'm like, "Oh."
I believe that is the, well, I can die happy moment.
Right.
That is.
So
You guys don't understand. I love Winnie the Pooh. Like,
Oh no, I do too.
I do
Like,
too.
so.
When I had my surgery and I was like dead to the world, I just wanted to watch Winnie the Pooh. So Lucas would put on Winnie the Pooh and I would just pass out.
Aww.
I can still do. I can still sing all of the hums from the House at Pooh Corner audiobook.
I even love the song "Return to Pooh Corner," like the song about Winnie the Pooh. That was really sweet. But I bet when Nita, when you met him, so was Jim Cummings as soft as a teddy bear?
Yes.
Yes.
He's so good. He's so nice.
I just imagine Jim Cummings being just the sweetest person like you could ever meet. So, like, I'd imagine.
I mean, it sounds like you're not far off.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
That story you described, that was adorable.
It was so good. I was smiling for days. I'm still smiling, and this was just like last weekend. So.
Oh.
Where'd you meet him?
Sack Anime.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Sack Anime is great. That's a big
That's right. He does go to anime conventions because he does appear in one of those panels called Ask an Anime Character, where voice actors play as various anime characters, and the fans in the seats, they ask them questions and they improv as the character. And Jim Cummings was one of the guests, so it was fun.
One of my favorite videos of him is when they're doing the reading in different voices, and they're doing the Star Wars reading, and he's
and he's
I
Vader.
remember that.
Yeah, hearing Winnie the Pooh be Darth Vader is just great.
That was amazing.
I'll have to look that up.
It's so good. But he also ad-libs a
we're gonna
ton of
drop
extra lines. Oh shit! Well,
Mhm.
he also ad-libs like a fuckload of lines while he's doing Vader, and it's really funny.
Oh wow.
We're on a mission. Oh, honey.
I believe we've entered the 100-acre empire.
Okay,
it's
I don't
wonderful.
want to be the stick in the mud, but I got it because we railed again.
We have all the characters to go through still. Okay. For Daimon
Dragon.
back. Daimon. What is your favorite character that isn't you? I think we already kind of answered that, but
Yeah, so it's a toss-up between Freezy and Battered. And
Aw, thank you.
the reason it's not... So, I haven't managed to find the time to finish Freezy's episode.
oh no, you gotta listen to the end. The end
Come
is the
on.
best part.
Trying, but every time I try, things go south.
Clearly
'cause it's the
not
longest.
hard enough.
How far have
Right.
you gotten Freezy's episode so far?
I've gotten about halfway through.
Define halfway. Like how many hours?
So
You miss all
So
the
my
good parts.
I've had to start threatening bodily harm to people if they keep interrupting me, and it hasn't worked yet.
so you're saying you haven't even got to the part where I'm in it?
Yeah.
Innocent whistling.
Oh god.
That seems like
It's
the perfect
okay,
time to pivot
Skybolt.
over to.
I know you well enough.
That seems like a good
We
time
would-
to pivot over to Vermont. Your unknown character.
Before I can break his heart even more.
No, you're the one losing out because Freezy is adorable, and you miss all the good parts at the end.
It does get
Oh,
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy
Look,
sweet.
look. I'm going to add. Look, I've got it on my phone. I've been listening to it at work, so I'm gonna get through it.
Oh, we have an
might have to hurt someone though.
You do. We have an interesting question in the chat from Chris Blessings. If any one of you VAs could make something happen in your episode before the series ends, what is there any kind of little interaction you want to see from your character before everyone dies?
Duchess needs to try coffee.
Yes.
That is the great game.
I really, really want to see a scene of Chrysanthemum and Duchess Rosepetal together, because they're both they're probably the two most formal characters in Confessions.
Oh my god, do like a diss off where they're both insulting each other politely.
Excellent.
Oh god, like sort of that polite upper society passive aggression.
I apologize, sir, but I'm going to have to tell you you're wrong, and here's why.
Oh, you're from
I don't
Canterlot.
mean to
That's
sound
fancy,
rude,
I guess,
but-
if you like, chic.
Oh yes, an islander. I hear the weather is fantastic.
And like better something on like PlayStation. Like I bet you tell them the pretty easy.
I'm guessing it's foggy today.
So that also because
Well,
it'd
at
be another
least we
sequence
have a
of
0% chance of freezing.
Oh, I felt that chill.
Would you like something warm for that chill? Would you like
At least our fog isn't pink.
given the given the treatment that my Freezy gives me each night, I would not like to change anything. You, on the other hoof, could use some.
Hashtag popsicle.
So yeah, it would also just give us. It would also just be fun to have a sequence of Needle and I just riffing on each other, because we don't have any of that.
That does
Yes.
sound interesting.
I
You
mean,
just
I'm
do it
surprised
like-
we've gotten this far without it.
I mean, he and I riff on each other, like, with not recording. Like, we were editing episode 2 of Untypical,
Oh god, that was fun.
right? And he
I said something stupid. God,
so my job whenever we're doing Untypical is to basically make sure the sentences sound right, so read them aloud, make sure they sound like a human being would speak them, because sometimes when you type, it doesn't sound right when you actually say it out loud.
Also, I'm autistic as fuck, so sometimes it really helps.
Another thing that I do is I make sure that spelling is okay.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
We were reading, and I looked at a word, and I said, bipedal. What's that word,
Oh.
Vermont? And he goes, oh, that's bipedal. Said, Vermont, how do you spell bipedal? And he's like, B-I-D-E. I'm like, Vermont, that's bipedal. And he's like...
I went
He
into
came
it
at me
so confident.
Confident, like, I'm gonna show Needle up. I'm gonna show her she's wrong. I'm gonna
win this one.
B-I-D-E.
You
I
know,
lost that
James,
one so badly.
like James, I know you're a writer, but that's the quickest way to fail the "you had one fucking job" test.
I literally had
I
one
just,
job.
like, I love how confident he came at me. Hold on 1 second. Hello?
Oh my god. Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Who's in here?
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's good to see you. No, no FNAF.
Hello.
Thank you.
Get
Wait.
out.
Bye.
Who is it?
Pizza guy?
No, it's confirming my dentist appointment. So, okay, I'm gonna get a little salty for a second here. So I made a dentist appointment over
Story
a
time,
week and a
story
half
time.
ago, right?
Mhm.
My
Needle
appointment was
salty.
supposed to be Monday, okay, to get all my stuff taken care of. They called me yesterday, canceled my appointment because the person who made my appointment didn't actually look at my chart to see what I need done. So they had to cancel it because they're like, oh, our hygienist is going to be in here, so, you know, we can't do your appointment. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? You've had my appointment for a week and a half? Why
You
did
had
you not
one
tell me
job.
I was wrong?
You had one job.
So,
By Deppel, damn it!
by Deppel. So they had to reschedule my appointment, so he was just calling to confirm my appointment, even though I just made it yesterday. So, yeah, cool. Anyway.
I would be looking for a different dentistry to go to.
Yeah, but I'm about to move again, so I have to kind of get everything taken care of, like, now.
Ah, okay.
Fair.
Anyway, so, by Deppel.
By Deppel.
By Deppel.
I was so
like
mad at how confident he just came at me, like, fuck Needle, like, I am so right now. It's like, no!
Instantaneous failure.
No, and then another thing he did, like, I think after we did that, we got off on a tangent about truck nuts, and he tried to figure out why truck nuts were a thing.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh God.
Because I live in
almost
South
bought-
Africa. We don't have that shit.
I went to a furry con, right? With
Yeah.
some friends. And they were actually selling truck nuts.
But
I
for,
almost
but for
bought you
fursuits.
some truck nuts and mailed them to you.
Oh my god.
That would have been hilarious. I would have had to have hung them off my bike.
He'd have done it too.
He would have. Once or twice.
James, did I guess we should do your character, even though Cinder obviously doesn't care. How did you first hear about confession of the thing?
Oh, I
Did you really have a choice?
So as much as Sky and I work together a lot now, for that first year and a half at Stabletech, I think we had 1 or 2 conversations, one of which was me in the friendly raid chat being weirdly rude to him, and he doesn't remember any of this. I only realized it was Sky a little bit later. But anyway, so we didn't chat that much. So I found out about confessions when it went up on the YouTube channel. I was like, oh, okay, there's this new series out called Confessions. So I sat and listened to the first episode. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of good. And then episode 2 went by, and then there was I started to realize, okay, cool. And episode 3 came by. Oh, okay, cool. There's a pattern of every time Skybolt releases a new song in his personal channel, we're gonna get a new Confessions episode. Which that was kind of funny because then he released 3 separate songs, and episode 4 hadn't arrived yet.
Yeah, yeah.
That was how I heard about Confessions. But the way I got roped into it was for episode 6 because Sky and I had been talking about using Pink Pippin in an episode, and Sky was like, "Okay, well, since this is the Terminal Secrets crossover episode with Confessions, it would make sense to have to have you, well, me in the cast." So I ended up getting cast as Chrysanthemum. I was sort of, oh, okay, Vermont, here's your script, here's your character, this is what he needs to sound like, fuck off. I went and recorded the character, which was actually really fun because whilst I make it sound like I was very much told exactly what to do, it's because Skybolt had very clearly, it fit me like a glove. I didn't actually have to make any changes because Sky had already seemed to have already figured what I would be best at doing for that character or fit the character to me beforehand. So it was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't need to examine into this character. He already sounds exactly like... All I actually have to do to speak like Chrysanthemum is just, be as fancy as shit as I technically am.
More posh.
Exactly, just slightly. I just have to go back to my my high school days because I went to a really fancy ass high school. So just have to go back to channel those days.
I think probably the most entertaining part of you, and then of course the end of Maddie's thing, is then you had to have 2 minutes of just making out audio that I then had to cobble together.
That was really funny as well because I'd been working with Maddie for years at that point, but we never had that. We never had conversations before that point, and then and then suddenly it was like, oh, okay, cool. I need to, cool. I guess I need to pretend to be making out with you now.
Kiss the girl.
I'm gonna make making out noises, which was just a really weird conversation to have.
Feel the love.
Like it would have been so funny. Like if I was like, if I had to go back and do a little ad lib for that scene, like Batterblade just goes, they gonna fuck.
Yeah, no, it was great because especially for your character, I wanted so the first episode we had the surprise sentence at the end where, oh my god, she forgives her, she's in the studio, little Emerald. And then with episode 4, everyone dies, and episode 5, everyone dies. So I'm like, okay, someone's gotta stay alive, and then have their perspective of everything where he's like, yeah, so I was asleep the whole time, and then I just woke up. And then they filled me in later.
Yeah, I was Freezy's test audience for the first draft of Confession 6.
Oh my gosh.
So that was fun. Little different dynamics with every episode.
Yeah. That was how I got involved in it.
What is your favorite moment specifically from your character? I'm guessing probably the making out bit.
No, actually, it was the bit just before or just after. So the part where it was just the part where I just had to where he was just humming Blue Moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just like it was just such a really simple moment.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was performing, it was just like, oh, this is really fucking adorable. Like she's all, and also because it highlighted a lot of the major differences between Chrysanthemum and Freezy, because she's there like she's there just trying to get her she's there trying to get her tongue down his throat, and he's like humming a romantic song, and it's just like the contrast was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely my favorite. My favorite moment to perform.
Telegay.
That moment was really sweet.
Yeah, that was a long setup too. That was sort of planned when I first released that song, but it took fucking forever to finally get there. I'm guessing who is your favorite character besides yourself?
Me.
Oh, see, that is that's a two-way tie. So first,
go on.
And amazingly, he hasn't got any love yet. So Dr. Greenshift is absolutely one of my ties.
There you go.
Because for the longest time, for years and years and years, episode 2 was easily my favorite. Partially because of just a memory I have of being on the train, listening to the end of the episode.
Vermont liked it because everyone died.
I'm sitting there surrounded by a lot of people on the train, listening to the episode, and then I just get to, yes, being a ghoul could be quite invigorating. And I just started fucking hosing myself on the train.
Hosing yourself. Vermont,
Yeah,
what does that mean in South Africa?
Oh, is that not a term you have over there?
No.
Well, I mean, for us,
it's open for context.
Okay.
It can mean one of two things.
Tell those folks in the chat what it means.
Okay, so it means canning myself.
You made a mess of yourself.
No.
Did you
Okay,
pee
so
on
Jizz
yourself?
in my pants.
Okay, so it means I laughed a lot.
Okay.
Okay. That's a little bit more because we were all picturing the fire hose from the first Scary movies, and
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
Well, you were. I wasn't thinking that, but okay.
Yeah. So no, I was just laughing a lot in public, so it was that gave me a good memory. So it's a tie between Greenshift and Diamondback.
oh
Wow.
Yay,
Diamondback-
loves me.
Diamondback for
Aw.
very obvious
Yes, I
reasons,
noticed
though.
you.
Like, That was great. That was just like, oh, okay, cool. Here's several hours of Cinder's voice, just like going, but specifically like, so when I've used Cinder in the past, I've used her for comedy purposes.
Fade.
But so exactly. So this was the first time that I got to hear her very specifically being directed by Skybolt. Use your voice, but do it sexy. And then it's like, oh wow, I
Your
have
actual story doesn't matter. We're just using you as a sex point.
Yeah,
Huzzah! Objectification.
we're gonna objectify the fuck out of her.
Hooray!
At which point I was like, oh shit, I have been misusing you.
I noticed how Fweezy didn't even place on the list of Chrysanthemum. You have some splaining to do.
Wait, so Skybolt, you thought murdering me was fun?
Wait, what?
The last time Skybolt used me, he just killed me dead.
Oh, that.
That was the first character I've ever played that's been so viciously murdered.
That was a very
Which character? Which character is this?
Silo Hopper.
You killed Hopper.
Right.
Yeah.
He has a fantastic death.
I mean, Sky didn't kill him.
Actually,
I
that
don't
one
think
I
you
did
killed
right.
Tilly.
I mean,
Did you kill
Skybolt
Tilly?
Not
Skybolt
yet.
did kill. I mean, wait, no. They all died.
Everyone dies in
way,
the end. This is life.
The way
Everyone's gonna die.
the way Terminal Secrets episode 5 ended included not Needle Stitch, Butterfly Stitch saying, release his whole family.
Oh, she doesn't do
right.
it though, because she's mid-sequence.
Was she?
Yeah,
I
she doesn't
couldn't
do it.
remember.
Spoilers. I still gotta watch that episode.
Oh my god.
How have you?
Oh,
How have you not watched that episode yet?
You know, Butterfly
Life.
doesn't kill
Life.
the
I
whole
just
family.
haven't been on the
Butterfly
computer
just-
lately. That's all.
You have to
Butterfly
watch the
does a
episode.
bad.
You have to watch the episode. We're about to release the finale, though.
Yeah.
We
Alright.
do have to do the marathon. That's definitely got to be on the list, and we can ship
Okay.
those
Yeah.
in the chat while that's playing.
Okay, yeah, no, go ahead, spoil. I mean, I'll still watch it anyway. It's a lot more better to watch.
The
than
build-up makes sense. You haven't really been spoiled, I don't think.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we
It's like-
can pivot back to
But Vermont,
Yeah.
she doesn't kill the family. She just says, now for the rest of his family. And then it's like, oh shit, wait, what's going on?
Draining
yes,
cranial
I remember
fluid.
now. See that?
Okay, I heard
is-
that part. I remember that part.
okay.
Yeah.
Then you have heard it.
I actually had
See-
to put a note on my door saying, I'm not dying, I'm recording an audio bit, please don't call the cops.
Nice.
Yeah, I meant to
one of
ask.
the
I meant to ask that earlier. I meant to ask that earlier of I Am Shadow when you're when you're recording a lot of screaming and whatnot. Did you have to tell people? No, I'm fine. I'm just recording.
no, you see, when it comes to me, I have to I only record when I'm completely home alone. That way, because I'm very self-conscious when people hear my voice, whether I'm singing or recording. So it's like, okay, I gotta wait for my folks to leave. That way, I can record in peace. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm that.
For
I'm
me-
that. I'm that kind of person. So
We should point
Yeah,
out, too, for those that didn't piece it together, Shadow is also one of our lovely lady singers who's been on many of our various nuclear horse songs, from Get Happy to One
Yeah.
Last Dance to the Dashite song. So if you enjoy those,
Wait.
yes.
One Last Dance is like one of the most underrated songs in our roster, though. Like,
It's slowly growing, luckily.
We
That's
gotta
been-
get back on
to be
track,
fair-
guys.
that's because I overuse it like the fuck out of it for The Great Experiment. It's basically the theme song now.
It's so great. It was a
We
great
gotta get back on track.
Yeah, we do need to get back on track, and there's a couple of good questions pop up in the comments. But first, let's finish the questions
with Needle picking up your character, the Duchess Rose Peta. What I guess a unique question for you is, what was your favorite part of her core episode? Yeah, the building block of her character. If you listen to it.
I actually didn't listen to it until after I started recording everything.
The height of professionalism.
Because so at the time, I honestly I didn't watch any confessions because
This shit is long.
well, yes, one, it's long. Two, it's because I was dealing with terminal secrets, so that was kind of where my main focus. Terminal secrets and
That's sort of what's planned. So then we move on and just full on bullshitting.
Okay, well,
mixed
there's a couple of questions. There's two questions that popped up, and I think we can go ahead.
Yeah,
we can go ahead and say that to the end.
Yes.
To the end. That way we can stay more on track because it's fun to go off track. Don't get me wrong. But...
Yes, you're right.
You can tell he's never been in one of our podcasts before.
Yes, I have not, and we are back on the air.
It's
Welcome,
okay. That happened to me too because I was in a podcast with Obab Scribbler's comic audio dub of A Rocket to Insanity, where I play Pinkie Pie, and while we were talking about like what's our favorite character, favorite scene, blah blah, most of the podcast was just us bullshitting. So
we definitely have to have you all on again because this is amazing.
I know.
Well, despite having had Scribbler voice characters in 2 of our series, we've never had her on the podcast.
We do have to get her. That would be great.
I love Scribbler.
She could be all Britishy, and we could bring on Kelly and Okart too. British invasion.
That would be a good idea. That would be a good idea.
So back to Nettle. What was your favorite part of Duchess's history in our episode? And then we'll go on to what was your favorite part that you performed.
What was I saying?
You didn't watch the episode.
Yeah, I didn't watch the episode, and then as with pretty much everything that's happened, in the early day, or I guess in my early days of East Corp, Sky came to me, Nito, I need help.
Female voice.
Right, generic female voice, go! Then I had to listen to it, so I could kind of understand, like, her voice, and I was like, okay, we're doing Octavia.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Because I can do, I used to bug my friends with the, Musicians of Equestria episode, only one problem. She cleans them with wubs.
That's one of my favorites.
I love that.
Because I can do both vinyl and Octavia, so I would just talk to myself, and some people would find it hilarious, some people annoyed. So I guess I don't know. I don't really remember what my favorite part was. It's been so long since
She didn't listen to it.
Okay, we're gonna have to stop this podcast now so she can catch up on her episode, and then we'll be back in a few hours.
Yeah,
I guess
In the meantime, listen to these music.
the not so subtle nod to Corp.
Say again.
I guess it was the not so subtle nod to East Corp.
Oh yeah, that was the first introduction of East Corp in her episode, was the little East Corp terminals, because they really fucking hated stable tech, like I did.
Yeah, because that episode came before East Corp, before East Corp Productions was a thing. We were named after a thing in Confessions.
That's literally, why I started the channel that was when I was already sick of stable tech, and so that was my ejector pod, and then it wasn't until James came to me that we finally took the lifeboat together.
Right. Yeah, I guess that was my favorite part, because it was really not subtle. But I guess, in context, because I didn't know that actually came before East Corp was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess now it's not so subtle of a nod, and now it can't be my favorite part, so now I'm sad.
Yeah.
Because I thought
And
it happened
making
like
Needle
after
sad
you
is
guys
what we
already
do
jumped
best.
ship.
Yeah, I suppose that... Not everything ages as amazingly with context and stuff.
Right. But yeah.
So among your sections, then, what was your favorite thing so far? Ones that you performed?
Yeah. I I guess I like how British sassy I can be. Yeah. I like how
Favorite
British
part of
sassy
everything.
she is because she's trying to be polite, but at the same time she's telling you to fuck off in British.
Needle's headcanon confirmed. Needle's favorite part of everything is how sassy she can be.
Right?
It's
that's-
like me,
hey, that's-
but
hey,
mine's
it's
how
valid,
extra
so-
can I be?
Right?
Battered, so that's one thing we have in common.
You can tell the difference between a Skybolt episode and a Vermont episode, Wasteland Survival Guide, because if she's really sassy, 9 times out of 10, it's probably a Vermont episode.
That is true. Vermont goes heavy on that because I think that doesn't fit with Derpy. Derpy is a precious, potato.
She's like so jaded because she's been alive for 2 years and she's dead.
I've been alive for 200 years. I want to die. Please kill me.
Existence is pain.
It's like the two things that Vermont does, because I have enough conversations with Needle that I don't hear Derpy in my head. I hear Needle doing Derpy. So all that goes through my head is, okay, cool. So I've got to match the Needle sass.
Why have you done this to me, Vermont?
The Needle,
You've made
the Needle
me
sassafras. I'm gonna.
this is-
And then because it's a Vermont episode, there's also just a ridiculous amount of history, lore, or backstory instead of survival tips. So that's the Vermont episode, is Derply uncharacteristically being really grumpy about lore.
Right?
So
I'm gonna
that
throw this out there
explains
because
why I
it's
love those episodes.
like that episode. There's an episode that we were going to do, and then we decided not to do. But it had one of my favorite lines in it. It was it was like a knots chapter. We were gonna do a chapter about knots.
Oh, the knots! Fuck,
You remember that?
We
Wow.
stopped doing. The reason we stopped doing the knots is because I had so much trouble doing the research on the knots, and I got so fucking angry that I gave up.
Right? So there was actually this part where Derpy is like,
So this is how you tie a noose. First you tie a knot like this, and then you put it around your neck, and stay calm, Derpy. Stay calm.
$2 from Sketchy Rivet. # Needle Sass.
right?
This is why I'm not a writer. I just cannot torture my characters.
See, and the way I
make
would
a
have written
living
that
on
is
torturing
step
my
1,
characters.
tie the knot. Put the knot down. Grab a shotgun.
See, I think the best. Every time I tell that story, I get different responses from different people. The best response has to have come from Scratchy, who was just like, who was like, no, what you should have done was make it like 4 minutes worth of credits, and 30 seconds worth of step 1, buy glue.
Step
And then
2,
and then-
pop
and
into
then
a
just roll
grinder to
credits.
become said glue.
I mean, his logic is, it's the wasteland. There's enough dead ponies for there to
Okay.
be
There's lots
So-
for there to be.
I'm gonna throw an idea out there, okay? After we finish Terminal Secrets, after we release Terminal Secrets, I vote a week after we have an episode, like a podcast called The Glue Factory, and we discuss everything that happened the final episode.
That's a great title. I agree. That sounds
The Glue
That's a
Factory.
good title. That's because it's Terminal Secrets. It's not spoilers to say I'ma kill some fuckers.
I
Right.
know,
So
right?
It's,
That's
it's
just
Vermont
what we should
writing.
do after
People gonna
every
die.
end of the season. After every end of season, we should just have a Glue Factory episode.
Okay, back to the Duchess. Favorite character that isn't your character?
Favorite character that isn't my character? Homage.
Homage is pretty great.
I like
Actually,
Homage,
Homage hasn't had a lot of love.
right? But she's
She doesn't. So I don't have as much to speak from because, well, obvious the most detail I've gotten was from my own episode. She doesn't tend to pipe up as much, at
There
least
are
in my
people-
episodes.
Yeah, I don't
Look at
remember
her.
her speaking
Look at
much
her.
either, so...
fancy little gesture. Fancy little. But I like Homage, and then I guess like character with their own main episode. I like, which is me saying I love Maddie.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, what?
absolutely.
I didn't hear you cut out there. I didn't hear your.
Oh, I said other than Homage, a character with their own episode. I like Free, which is essentially me saying I love Maddie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes
Wizzy.
sense. That makes sense.
Everyone loves Maddie. Let's face it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard not to.
She followed me on Twitter, and I fangirled.
Appropriate response.
Hey, I was like, "Yay, my wife will follow me."
It was just such a sweet episode where she's just like, just endless, like bubbly little, like, I'm going to save my lover. Yeah.
Can't remember what I was gonna say.
Yes.
I guess I could do my characters real quick for what that's worth. I like DJ Pony because I get to play a character.
No,
which
you
is
can't.
fun.
You can't say you like your own character.
And, yeah, well, we talk about our own character first. That's the first question. I can see it.
Yes, but you said you like it. Fuck off.
I like him because I like him. I like DJ Pony because it obviously because the framing mechanic was perfect to then create this whole freaking story. But yeah, you know, I mean, going back to Fallout 3, Three Dog was such an engaging part of getting all the new players. You know, he was the narrator of the new Fallout series for all of us noobs. So that was very special.
He was one of the greatest parts of that game.
Yeah, and then you even meet him, and you're like, "Hey, I can help your transmitter."
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
That was like
Let's
one of the
face it.
coolest things was that he was like one of the few. He's like one of the best additions to the whole series, and which is hard to say in a modern Bethesda world.
Yeah,
It's hard to be like, "Hey, Bethesda, this is one of the best things in all of Fallout." But how?
Favorite characters that isn't my character. I'm gonna go with Amber, who we haven't heard from our stars, but who we frequently get as a number one in our various
From the audience.
Yeah, the audience loved Amber, and they obviously still did when they were asking for Oakheart earlier. But yeah, I like Amber. She's got some neat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I also picked up the Green Shift then when our last Dr. Green Shift freaking left us.
Disappeared.
Yeah. My favorite part of his episode was I don't know. I like the part where he discovers fuck, what is her name? It's my character. It's Tulip. When he finds Tulip sitting in the
Tulip
room,
Blossom.
and he first sees that she's all radiated and shit. And she's like, he's describing her skin's all falling off and exposed bones, and she turns around and finally starting to snap out of it. So that was a touching moment.
Literally had to die to snap out of it.
Yeah. And then favorite part of then when I took over for that episode 6 shit, I really liked when he first is getting close to the factory, and he's like, and then this little orange thing was crawling towards me, and they're like, what is it? It's a baby!
That was definitely one of the best parts.
I was just picturing this, like, you know, Kojima-looking Death Stranding scene where just this baby's crawling out of the water. He's like, what the fuck?
Someone had better explain this.
Yeah.
Well, but
they don't really.
Better
was
that than a
nano
Dead
machines.
Space baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a whole different
God.
kind of baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that is everyone on the call anyway. We might have a chance if the others show up. We could talk to them later, but I'm glad all of you could show up for as long as you did. Not that I'm kicking you off. I'm just saying I appreciate it.
Well, he's done with us. He's firing us already.
It's like, thank you so much for coming. Now get the fuck out.
Yeah. There's the door.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
No, we're all getting drunk tonight.
It's like, thank you. It's like, thank you so much for coming. Now get out of here. You're all too old.
So
I sold the rights to your characters off to Hasbro. What?
oh god, I wish.
Oh, God.
That would be fucking amazing. Do we have any questions that we missed? Anyone in the
Yeah,
chat?
there are two questions that popped up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do it in backwards order from bottom to top. The first one is from Lieutenant Darkseeker / Antique. Don't you guys soundproof your recording rooms?
No, you don't
no.
always have to.
My walls are made of solid concrete, about a foot of concrete, and yeah, I took my window and it's not a window anymore, so I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Up until
I
recently,
don't care.
Up until recently, I recorded everything in an actual professional sound studio that I had access to, so I was good. Now I'm gonna actually have to soundproof my room because we don't own that anymore. Yay!
I need to echo-proof my room. I'm still working on that.
For me, it's I mainly record in my bedroom. I have stuff along the walls so it dampens the echo. I try to minimize all the background noise, turn off things that I don't need on. I mean, my ceiling fan is pretty quiet, so that's good. My microphone, I have it literally propped up on 4 video games and a towel to cushion it so the vibration from the computer doesn't make it vibrate and sound off. And then there's a good old thing called noise remover in editing. So
Yeah.
Noise removal. I don't do much with my own audio. I never really have, but I always make sure to at least normalize and noise reduction.
That's always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I look, you guys deal with enough of my bullshit. You might as well not have to deal with that.
I haven't had many issues with background noise until recently. Like, super recently, because I moved back in with my parents, so I kind of have to deal with whatever background noise is going on. So I'm kind of stuck to recording at night whenever, like, everybody's asleep. And also not sending it off to Lucas, because apparently Lucas fucks things up. I recorded all of the Duchess lines. All of them. Everything was done. Everything was perfect. On my end, it sounded fine. I made sure it didn't have any weird buzzing or any fan noises or anything like that. I send it off, and suddenly it's terrible, and this guy's like, I need you to redo the whole thing.
Like, how? I just did that!
I was like, what happened? And he's like, well, you're missing lines, and there's a fan noise, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? So now I have to redo the whole thing. So I've been doing it slowly and just sending it off as I can.
So yours is an added-in fan noise. Okay, here's a question that I'm going to ask you guys. What is the worst or the most inconvenient noise that suddenly pops up in the middle of recording?
Crickets.
My cats.
Birds.
Or
dogs.
It's either like gardeners, a truck, or UPS truck, or my dog.
Didn't you say, Sky, didn't you say somebody had like a chicken one time?
Yes, no,
What?
Yeah, from when back in the last Stand of Harmony days, we had one, what was her name? Liliko? Something like that. She played the Pinkie Pie on we did the parody song, me and the other guy, of the, Sir Clopone songs, the Gypsy Pie songs. Anyway,
the Gypsy Bard.
Yeah. So she played the Pinky in the opening, which was okay, but she was like, she lived in a rural place somewhere in the Philippines, I think, and literally her whole audio was. It was nightmarish. Like I cut out every bit I could, but there are still a few underneath her talking, and I'm like,
oh my god!
I guess she's outside. Pinky would be in the scene, but still.
See, this is why
that must have been a nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
God. This is why I avoid editing audio where and whenever I can. Kelly to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Vermont just ships it off to Kelly.
Well, at least I do for Terminal Secrets. Untypical, I've been editing myself, but that's just because Kelly is buried, like,
I know.
so deeply in Terminal Secrets right now.
I
Shame.
know.
I just hate
Poor
like
Kelly.
whenever I hate whenever I have to record like it was a serious or emotional scene, especially ones where it involve crying, because I have been able to cry on cue, and it's like there's an emotional scene coming out in a truck bus. I just go, oh, go truck yourself, asshole. or like my dog is. I just go, Rex, shut up.
Let's see.
Swearing.
For me, I've had this happen a couple of times in some past stuff. It's like, I look outside, I do the whole checking thing, karma, I set myself up. I look around, it's like, okay, perfect day. The neighbors are somewhere, they're not outside, they're not making noises, no vehicles on the street, perfect. Okay, room's closed up. Let's get recording. I hit record, start to say the first line. Freaking noisy truck with a trailer passes by. Okay, that was the first. Second one, neighbor decides to do their backyard with a lawnmower.
That's why I do my stuff at night, because hopefully nobody's crazy enough to actually start mowing their lawn in the.
Oh no, for me, at night it's people going, hey, I souped up my car. Let's see how fast I can burn rubber.
Oh my god.
Look, that's actually the entire reason that I set up at the back of my house, so that with the soundproofing and everything else, you could set off a small explosive out front, and I wouldn't be able to pick it up.
I moved to like a rural area, so you can't really there's not really a lot of noises that happen at night. Like on occasion you might hear a cow. More often than not, it's usually the sound of a distant train. It's usually so quiet my mic doesn't pick it up, but I hear it.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying. That's a bit annoying when your microphone doesn't pick up something, but yet you hear and you're like, oh crap, I gotta redo this.
Yeah, so it interrupts your take or whatever. I think really the biggest noise I ever have to deal with is my air conditioning, because California.
Oh my god, especially recently when it's been like 100.
Yeah, the rainy season's gone. Now is the death season.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
It's been so hard readjusting to the heat.
Yeah, because you were up right there kissing the Columbia River, right?
Yep, I was over in Oregon, so like I had mild winters, and on occasion, or not mild winters, mild summers. On occasion we'd get really hot, but usually it wasn't too bad. But here it's just been like so hot every day, and my job, I guess quote unquote job, I've been doing Instacart, which is basically like on-demand grocery shopping delivery. And it's been hitting the hundreds and something, so I'll get in my car, drive around, and the moment I get out to the store, I'm sweating. Like, I'm already miserable, I'm rushing to get into the store because I want to throw up because it's so hot, it's so bad.
Do you have a lot of humidity?
No, we don't really, well, the area I'm in, we don't get a lot of humidity, it's mostly a dry heat.
You want to talk that? I live in the frickin' desert.
Gross. I'm moving to SoCal soon. I'm not excited because I'm moving to SoCal soon, and that's gonna suck because it's gonna be even hotter.
Well, where I live in California, we just got done doing 103 degrees. So,
ooh, whereabouts?
Okay, it doesn't matter anymore. Bakersfield.
Oh, okay.
So so the Central Valley, all the heat stays there. It's like a soup bowl.
See, it is midwinter over here, so I am jealous of all your fucking heat.
Well,
send that weather over here. We'll take it.
You've got altitude too. You're at like
you guys
3,000
like
feet.
70?
What?
Isn't midwinter for you like 70 degrees outside?
23.
Hang on, I'm in South Africa, so we do
23.
We do Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
23.
Isn't it like 23 degrees?
They use an actual...
Current temperature in Fahrenheit is 48 degrees.
Oh, what the hell? You're actually cold.
And it's pretty warm at the moment. Like, we usually drop to, what? We usually drop to 1 and sometimes below, so... I'm not quite sure what that is in Fahrenheit.
Snow?
No, so that's the worst part is, we drop below freezing, but we do not get snow.
You drop below freezing?
We don't.
Oh my!
But without the snow, that's the thing. You motherfuckers at least get snow.
Nope.
No, snow is miserable. Okay, so where I used to live, we got snow. We wouldn't get snow often, but when we did get snow, it was bad. Like a couple of years back, I don't know if Vermont remembers, but I was like complaining about the snowpocalypse that we were having.
I mean, I remember you complaining, but that could have been anything.
It was 1 whole feet.
No, it was 2 feet of snow in 12 hours or something like that. Like, it was a ridiculous amount of snow. And I still had to go to work, and at the time I lived a 2-hour commute away from work.
Oh my.
So, right, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, 2 hours away, if I leave a half an hour early, it should give me plenty of time to account for the slower train. Should be fine. So I think I ended up actually leaving an hour early just to be on the safe side, and I still got to work 3 hours late.
Yikes.
Right?
That sounds about right.
And then I was like, the entire time I was texting my boss, like, hey, this is going on. Hey, I'm still on the train. There's literally nothing I can do. We stuck for 20 minutes. I'm doing my best. And he's like, all right, here when you can, blah, blah, blah. So eventually I get to work. And then the next day he's like, so you need to come in tomorrow too. And I'm like, dude,
Bro.
really?
Serious
And he's like, yeah, just come in. And I said, okay, fine. So the next day I left 2.5, almost 3 hours early. I slipped on the ice, busted my butt. Right? Still went to work, and I was still 2 hours late.
That bites.
It was awful. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with snow anymore.
Yeah, see, I don't know. We've only ever had we've had snow once in the last 35 years, so
I can't say anything because at least once the state that I lived in froze solid for like 2 months.
Whoa.
So
Do you live Midwest?
yeah, look. Partially I'm paranoid. Partially that wasn't entirely normal. But I've got stories from that time because the guy who lived behind us decided to try to fix the transformer.
Oh no!
3 weeks in, the power had come back on except for our little area. He tried to fix it and blew it up. Caught fire.
Oh my!
When I say blew
So that means
up,
it went-
I don't mean like pop. I mean it literally exploded.
So he went Hollywood on it.
Oof.
Yes, I had to pick shrapnel out of our roof.
Oh my gosh!
Is that what your roof was?
No.
Oh yeah,
No.
that was a fun story. We could, since you brought it up. Literally, we're doing retakes of the Mercenary, and I get a message from Cinder like, "Hey, so my roof collapsed." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. My ceiling collapsed.
Oh, yes, I remember when you told me about that.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking like, "Oh God, how do we write these out of the script?"
It was okay. I managed to at least get something workable,
No,
though I
it
had to
was
get a new
perfectly
microphone. But God, that was bad. The entire ceiling in our main room just boom.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah,
it's a nightmare.
So I moved out of that building
Yeah.
into a new building, and to this day I'm still finding pieces of insulation.
Oh
my god.
Because they didn't use like the landlady didn't use the solid stuff when she was putting a ceiling in. She used like the
freshest asbestos she could find.
she used the like almost I want to say dust stuff, the stuff that comes in the big tube.
Use the cotton candy fluff stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She went shitty.
Yes, very.
I didn't know that.
I almost lost the computer.
Oh no.
And just
We crashed again by
Oh, fuck.
I think
blast.
No, not yet.
Did the guy survive? No, Cinder died. We're talking to a ghost right now.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
I
excellent.
I don't think he meant
So,
her. I think
to
he
catch
meant,
everyone up, I died.
Could not
I've
transform
been
her.
a ghoul this entire time.
Dragon
As long
Ghoul,
as
the
it's
next
deep.
level.
Yikes. Did the guy survive? I watched a video of a transformer exploding on a guy and he was buried in a shoebox. Also out again.
Yeah,
We're back again.
Yeah, transformers
guy.
are basically
Yeah.
they're barrels of oil with very high voltage transformers. So yes, they're bombs. You don't mess with them unless you're a trained electrical engineer.
Yeah, so he had been this guy was getting on in the years. He had been a electrician. He had been an electrician about
Oh no.
40 years ago.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So he survived.
Thank God.
He fell from the top of the pole,
I'm sure.
but he survived after a hospital visit. The problem is that the place was so iced because the state was frozen. Like, I'm not exaggerating there. It was literally frozen. An ice storm had come through and froze almost everything.
How bad was it? Like
bad
I know it's bad. I know it sounds bad, but just description, please.
There was 3 inches of ice on the roads after they salted them.
That's a fair amount. Yeah.
That's yeah. There wasn't so much snow as it was like there was ice all over. There was snow, but it was primarily sleet for like 2 days. So the first day wasn't even that bad. We woke up the second day and looked outside, and I had to break a window and use a chisel to break away enough ice to get out of the house and start opening up the door.
You look outside and you're like, this is how we die.
See, the thing is the house was full of Boy Scouts and various other kind. We lived out in the middle of, well, it was a smallish town, but
what were you doing?
Everyone in the house was a scout of some degree, so we didn't
Shame,
die.
those
We weren't
poor
worried
Boy
about
Scouts.
that.
And you were the only one to break open a window, get outside, and start chiseling.
Oh no, we weren't the only ones, but I was the one that they sent outside because, you know, my home life was bad.
They're
That's
like,
my traumatic backstory. We'll get to that later.
Like this the guy who has a terrible home life. We'll sacrifice him.
It's okay, they were the cause of it.
Oh, okay. Don't worry, they'll get theirs unless they already have.
Dun, dun, dun.
A new episode of Confessions: How I Killed Those Who Ruined My Life. Wait, what?
Cinder Script and it's the adventures of Cinder Script and her rampage on revenge.
Look, I'm surprised that in none of these episodes I've gotten told, okay, I need your best evil laugh.
I think I've used your evil laugh. Have I?
I don't know about evil laugh, but in the doing the governor voice was very creepy. I still love it. The very ending when he's talking about like, oh yeah, and here's the bird brain's head with a bunch of useless documents from a dead technocrat and a dead kingdom.
All right. Yeah. By the way, side thing, going way back, the question of, is there anything you'd want to add to your episode? I really wanted Diamondback to literally bite that guy's head off.
Which guy's head off?
Governor Farthing.
Oh,
I really wanted it.
The arrow, right?
Yeah. I really wanted Diamondback to go back and just literally bite his head off.
Just numb. Delicious.
Yes.
Well, considering Diamondback's practically bulletproof and everything else, I mean, he swims through lava, obviously.
Look, Diamondback got through. Diamondback got through the Naranja Via. I still can't say it any way besides that, by the way. He got through that without anything drawing blood.
He's built quite tough.
A moment of respect for the yak.
He's close enough to invulnerable, to the point where the things that just casually ripped off, just casually started dismembering other tanks in the party. It scratched a scale.
That was my favorite part too, was when I was doing the A-team moment where I'm like, and now we have, the giant buffalo who has these weapons, and then this guy who has these weapons, and then immediately they just start dropping left and right.
I'll admit, I did feel really kind of sad for that for them in that part. I'm like, well, shit.
And then the Pegasi guy just fucks off. I'm like, I'm out of here.
He's just like, well, this is screwed. Later.
Okay, there's a couple of people asking to do for you to do an evil laugh. Would you kindly do so?
Okay, let me step away from my microphone. One moment.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
it. Do it.
Do it alright.
You cut out.
Jesus.
Damn it!
Yeah, I think
Literally broke her mic.
that was so. You shattered your mic with your voice.
Damn it! Not again.
Not again.
I'm running out of Audio Technica stuff.
Oh, I thought of a question that could be fun. Who is your favorite non-your character that from your story? Who's your favorite side or your companion character from your respective stories?
Ooh, so for me, that's a difficult one. I'd have to say it was okay. So mine is really a toss-up between Breakbeak and oh god, what was her name?
Oh,
the totally not Tempest.
Ridgeback, yeah.
Yeah, Ridgeback. Mine's really a toss-up between them because Ridgeback was a really interesting character, and I liked how her story ended, but
Breakbeak was sexy.
But Breakbeak was so much damn fun, and I shipped that so hard. Like, you have no idea.
I think, to be fair, I think we people ship Diamondback with everyone.
There's lots of ships.
I mean,
it's an airship
that's
yard.
kind
There's
of...
lots of ships.
That's an airship.
Chrysanthemum, do you want to finally choose your own waifu instead of leaving her high and dry? Favorite non-you character from your story?
Favorite non-me character from my story.
Then again, I guess Chrysanthemum, except for her, you're basically limited to your parents that you hate. So,
I'm basically limited to two characters. I'm limited to Pink Pippin, who.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, there's Pink Pippin, but the problem is that if I liked Pink Pippin that much, then I wouldn't have put her through all the horrors that I did.
I'm hoping if Maddie were here, she would say Branchhorn, because he had quite the arc in her story.
Mm.
You say Branchhorn?
Yeah, but no, obviously, of course, Freezy was my favorite non-me character.
I mean, it's crazy.
In my episode, she was absolutely fantastic, and of course, you need a talented VA like Maddie to pull off I think it was a 6-hour episode
Basically.
in a French accent.
Oh yeah.
One of the hardest accents, mind you.
Man.
So
She did it so well.
She really pulled it off. So.
I liked it enough that that I've got her doing her Freezy voice.
That's right. I've
for
heard a bit of that.
character in Untypical now. So
I told him not to do that because, like, I was like, "Wait, Vermont, isn't it just gonna be Fweezy?" And he's like, "Yes."
Well, see, the problem was the thing trying to find either a French voice actress or a non-French voice actress who can pull off the accent is so difficult. So eventually it was like, I found a few people who could do the accent decently but who couldn't act for shit. And I found people who could act but couldn't do the accent. So eventually it was just, fuck it, I'm going to do the Vermont default. And the Vermont default is either go, Needle, until Needle does it, or go to Maddie and say, hey, I've got another role for you.
See, how it happened, though, is he's like, can you do a Scottish accent? And I'm like, no. Can you do an Irish accent? No. Well, we need to read over this. Episode. We gotta edit episode 2 for Untypical. So do something. And I was like, okay. So I was reading the Sam parts, and I just kind of defaulted to a French accent because I can actually kind of do that. And he's like, we're keeping it. We're keeping the French accent.
Well, that was one of the most frustrating things, was that Needle's French accent was actually really solid for the character, and I liked how she did the character, but the voice still sounded too similar to the other character that Needle voices in Untypical, so it was like, fuck, I can't use you for this. Like, no, Needle can do a pretty solid French accent, and also, I'd like to point out this is the second time she's affected the accent for the characters, because the lead in Untypical, Jessica, like, there was no set accent for her, but then when Needle started recording live, she was like, I'm gonna make her Southern.
There you go.
Yeah. And it changed the course of the entire story.
because now half the actors, like all the side characters, have to speak in Southern accents, and a lot of the mannerisms and dialogue, little flourishes were written to fit like that. It's all Needle's fault.
I should address
Good luck, assholes.
Chat. Lucondrix asked twice now. Would you ever consider another set of confessions if ideas came up? Probably not. 5 years on, I think it's been quite the series so far. And, maybe there's, the way that it ends might be definitive. So who knows?
Oh, don't you want to go the Hollywood route and, milk everything till it's dry and then...
I know, right?
Yeah, what kind of reboot would you guys like?
Until it stops spitting out money.
The Star Wars prequels or the Star Wars sequels?
I was...
Random spin-offs that don't even matter, that we don't fucking need, like Solo.
We could just go ahead and reboot everything, and DJ the DJ is voiced by someone else.
Oh my god,
Diamondback is
be
now
voiced by like some big black dude with a really deep voice.
Hell yeah.
Let's add in diversity for the SJWs.
Oh no.
What was that?
She said we got to get diversity for the SJWs.
Boy.
And also from Chris
That's
Blessings.
what Untypical is. Untypical's got gay.
Untypical
is great because we got a furry show that also has scalies in it.
Yeah, that's
all
probably
the diversity you need.
So, which diversity are we speaking? Are we talking about Marvel
Well,
diversity?
let's do the
universe
J.K.
diversity?
Rowling route and be like, oh yeah, he was gay the entire time.
Ooh, I'm still deciding.
No, we
don't
go the
push
J.K.
me. I'm
Rowling
still
route.
thinking
We
about.
just put it straight out there.
Untypical is straight up just like, hey, do you want a multi-ethnic pansexual polyamorous relationship on screen?
Well, that's
because we've got that. That's what most of the story is.
That's what dragons
Do you
want.
want Fade's entire existence? Great, we've got that too.
Also from Duck Diamond, do we have a release date for Confessions episode? Our target is as the end of August again. It's like that's apparently just the normal release date now, is sometime in August. We shouldn't go over that. I'm pretty sure we should nail that no problem, but I definitely don't want to push anywhere beyond that.
And then suddenly Hasbro steps in.
Come on, D&D, fuck off.
Yeah. They need to hold off from the C&D at the very least for like the rest of the year. We've only got a few. They've just got to hold off for the next few months while we finish making all our pony content.
Exactly.
Suddenly, far off in left field, they buy out the rights for Fallout Equestrian and start making it a thing.
Oh my god. They already kind of did, though.
How so?
So the episode where Chrysalis comes back the second time, I want to say, and they have to go through different, like, dimensions, and there's this whole part where Rainbow Dash is fighting in a war and she's missing her wing. That's
Oh, that's the...
Yeah,
that's
the
Kitty
Starlight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Starlight
the
fucks
Sombra,
everything up
Sombra
episode.
That was
Yeah, it's
Sombra.
for every...
But
Sombra, Nightmare Moon, like,
But then they
everyone.
also had they had a very Fallout-ish part of the episode where they were just in a wasteland. Like
I loved that. Yeah.
they, like all the FOE fans are there, like, oh, she.
I literally used that screenshot for the Wanderer song. That was perfect.
Yes, you did.
In that episode, when that scene popped up, I knew what it was. In a way, I knew what it was referring to, but at the same time, like, whoa, they went there. They went there. Oh,
They didn't have to say it. That's what we believe.
I just thought it was funny because, like, Applejack was cooking, right? Like, cooking food and stuff. And I couldn't not think of the, step one, get your gun.
I just kept thinking after all this time, it's like, wow, not only everyone died, but even then, Celestia and Luna are still useless.
Yeah, and they don't even fight the plants by themselves. Stupid Star Swirl Bearded has to help them. Garden, ridiculous.
Have you guys heard? Do you want to use the elements?
No. Oh my God.
So it's a song. It's a parody of "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?"
Yeah.
But it's from Celestia's point of view.
Yeah, it's Anna Chloe M saying that.
Yeah, she's just like, do you want to use the elements? Discord has returned again. And then she's just like, I do it myself, but my horn hurts. Or like,
some
excuses as to why she can't just do it herself.
I know.
Dog Diamond. Our thoughts all ends with season 9 finally, and when Gen 5 arrives, Fallout Equestria becomes a reboot with the Gen 5 world as a background.
Well, that depends on what the Gen 5 world is going to be like. That's really the big variable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the pony fandom. We can grimdark anything.
Right.
Exactly.
I just don't like some of the ideas that look like they're being tossed out, where basically it's still the same 6, but they kind of change them a little bit, and their designs are way weird, and they've like
they changed their race, like Twilight's an Earth Pony.
Yeah.
Rare Flutter has a unicorn and Pinky's a Pegasus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
was supposed to be a Pegasus in the first place. Like Pinky was originally going to be a Pegasus named Surprise.
Yeah, because Pinky was based on Surprise from Gen 1. So
okay, I'm a bit behind on that. I mean, I heard some of that. I didn't know, but are they pretty much rebooting it with Gen 5?
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest.
What have they done to Applejack? Her design. Oh God.
So
Applejack never gets any love.
I know somebody who got
what have
super
they done
pissed
to
because they're like,
Applejack?
oh, how dare they make Pinky, or how dare they make Applejack urban? And I was like, what is that supposed to mean? What do you mean by urban?
Oh my God.
Like, oh, they're gonna make her black, and I'm like,
what?
You can't.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick,
cringing
guy.
when I heard that.
I mean, this guy is like a dick in general. I really don't like him because he's kind of a shithead. But
I suggest fire as the response.
can
Sombra.
we please?
Fantastic.
He deserves it.
Talking black ponies.
I'm curious. I'm not gonna make any judgment until after it comes out. Like, I'll watch the first few episodes, like I did with with FIM. I will watch a few episodes and see how I like it before I start saying, "Oh God, they fucked up," because they might change the names completely. Like, they might not be Twilight and Applejack and everything. They might change the names completely to be.
And suddenly, I just had a very terrifying thought.
What they get? Oh, sorry.
The terrifying thought is, hey, with Generation 5, let's try to bring back 3.5 and make it better.
No.
What if they give them all like really generic human names? Like, oh, this is Alice. And Jan.
Hi, this pony over here, Bob.
Yeah! It always bothered me with like Pony Joe. I was like, Joe? Why the hell would you throw Joe in there? It's such a weird like.
I actually think I actually know why.
I love Donut Joe though.
It's like an anachronism though. It doesn't make sense.
Well, actually, it does. Do you know what Joe is slang for in America?
Like coffee, yeah. Coffee.
Yes.
He wants
Pony Joe.
I guess.
Or Donut
I
Joe.
thought he was Donut Joe.
And coffee. Donuts and coffee.
Oh, okay.
Coffee and donuts.
I know, but
it does sound silly, yes.
Guy is just being picky.
I don't like my human names in there. That's why I really try to come up with interesting names for the characters.
Okay, but Amber is a human name.
No, it's a color. But it's both.
It's also a stone. It's a rock.
Yeah,
It's a rock.
Oh my gosh, he's stoned a pony.
It's a rock.
Well, I mean, there are kids named like Apple and Moonchild as well, but those aren't like named names.
Okay,
Yeah, but those are usually celebrity
Apple
names.
Or Moonchild is ridiculous.
Amazing.
Moonchild.
I love Hollywood.
Fucking Northwest? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I wish they had named all their kids like that too. That would like Northwest, Southwest, North by Northwest.
Like, well, we know which direction you went.
And then they literally just buy them houses in their selected like direction.
Oh God.
Did I tell you
I think
guys
that's
about
how you
the
get it. I think
person
that's
who
how you get a
I
like
met? His name was
evil
literally
army.
Garlic.
Garlic?
Yeah, so their name was Garlic Isha.
What?
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 Right? I worked at Domino's at the time, and this person came in, and I was like, okay, what name for the order? Garlic Isha. And I was like, how do you spell that? Garlicisha or something like that. Garlic Isha.
Oh.
And
How
I
do
was
we
like,
spell
"Is that
it?"
really your name? And she's like, yeah. And she shows me her ID, and it actually says Garlic Isha on there. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a very unique name. And she goes, my mom had a really strong craving for garlic while she was pregnant with me.
Oh my god.
Are you serious? Like, is that just something you tell people? And she's like, no, I am dead serious. Like, that is how I was named. My mom liked garlic. I was like, wow.
I'd buy it.
Super creative.
Wow.
$2 in the chat from Sketchy Rivet. Amber is not a Middle Eastern country. That is true.
Who the hell said Amber was a Middle Eastern country?
I don't know. I guess we know which side of the Sykes-Picot line she'd end up on.
Thank you, Sketchy Rivet, for the $4 solo.
That's also a spoiler because the next Confessions character is named Gulf of Oman. Topical. Okay. What were we talking about?
Winning the bid war so far.
Yeah.
I just now noticed that. Thank you, Sun Consist.
Oh,
I like how Sandstone is the only sad pony in the pick. Everyone else is having a good time.
Yeah, give me
To
some
be-
love.
Sandstone has a really bad
Sandstone
end.
is just like, I want to die.
To be fair, like with everyone else, with a lot of the other characters, their confessions aren't necessarily like horrible things they did. With Freezy, it's like, yeah, I got laid this one time, and then it turned into a whole thing. Diamondbacks is, I killed some motherfuckers.
I killed a lot of motherfuckers.
Amber is very sad, but in her picture she's so drunk that she's just smiling again.
Yeah.
Amber is
I
a bit of
killed
a...
a family and took a kid. So, what's your excuse?
I mean, if you don't know the window is all old and slightly foggy, you would think there's some kind of gas floating around in the background.
Hey, it's my studio. I can smoke if I want.
I'll say you
It
can.
works because you can tell and cleans up the room.
Very true.
That's true. That was my favorite thing too in episode 6, where we had the transition where she starts painting the wall, and then we actually have the finished room. I was really happy with how that worked out. Where's the mid process wall?
Get your gun.
I can't find it now.
You're done.
It's there somewhere. You'll find it like 3 minutes after we finish the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Shit, I'm trying to think if there's any other, confessions related stuff to bring up.
Well,
Maximize
we can go back to your
content.
question from earlier.
Which one?
The who was your favorite side character from your own episode?
Oh, yeah, especially with characters like you. You've got a couple good ones.
Yeah, and the sad part is I kind of forgot some of the names.
Sweet.
Sucks.
You had Carmina, the dead lover. You have your best friend Armature that you killed.
Those two are easy to remember.
There's your boss man that catches you guys fucking in the basement.
That's
Wait,
Luke.
didn't Sandstone eat Armature as well?
No, he only ate Damon.
Was that it? Okay.
That
And
probably
Sketchy
would have
Ribbon's
broken his
back.
sanity for good if he had to actually eat Armature.
Yes.
That would have been bad.
Yeah, we've got
Shout out to
another
Sketchy Ribbon,
$2
who's
from
literally
Sketchy Ribbon.
single-handedly funding our entire our entire channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
chat, I
Sketchy.
gotta say, I'm really disappointed in all of you guys except for Sketchy. Like, where's the competition here? Come on, bidding war.
Dude,
How about this $4?
that happens, it's so good because then everybody's
We-
just like, I'm gonna throw more money.
I've
once
already
made
spent my money
100
on bills.
We once made, I think, $150 in one.
that was
Which was just
amazing.
great.
That paid for all of the Confession 7 art instantaneously.
Yes, it did. It did. Like that paid for. I think it paid for some VA work. I can't remember if you were paying anyone on. I don't remember, but it was like that paid for a lot of shit. Just that one podcast.
That was a good time.
We get paid.
Right?
What was his name?
Wasn't that the actual like bidding war where people are like, no, I'm gonna send $2.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna send $3.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, we get
I
paid?
think it might have even been Sketchy Rivet who sent like $20 at one. Someone sent $20.
Skybolt.
Yes.
Who was the elder that survived because of that plate in
Elder
his back?
Greycrest.
Greycrest.
Yeah.
Even though okay, to answer your question, he is one of my favorites. Even though like his appearance was very short. I mean, he was the leader that pretty much was getting things put together, and then he survives a grenade to the back, and literally he passes away in a I know it's gonna sound odd, but in a slightly epic way. It's like, here's your orders. Now I'm dead.
I was really happy with how that turned out. It was cool.
And
Oh god, it begins.
oh man, I guess I'm still asleep or something. You just said his name. The one who catches Carmina and Sandstone in the train yard.
Oh, yeah, it's Turquoise.
Turquoise. He was fun. He was fun to voice, and I liked him. He was a snarky son of a gun, but I liked him too.
Vermont.
I'm afraid, Chaos, that I am never happy, but that does help. Yes.
Thank you, Chaos, for €10.
Okay, so
10 Belgian monies.
Cinder, I think you already answered the question. I just got done.
We had a question
Shadow.
from Chris Blessings too. I'm not sure if we answered. Did we on what you would change in your characters' stories if you wanted to?
I thought we already did that one.
I thought so
I would
too,
add
but
more murder.
should
And the war begins.
let them fight.
Yes.
Like the war begins.
We grow stronger from your battle.
Okay, you know what? There is one thing I kind of wish could have happened. Is that Sandstone
Kills
could have
himself
at
on
least
air.
got one shot off on fuel rod, even if it missed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, before freaking fuel rod, detonates everything. Even his weakest stake, like haphazardly shoots his gun and it almost hits fuel rod, but doesn't because losing blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even armature, somehow getting a kick in or something.
I actually had to study like blood loss videos to be like, okay, so how much time would he have? Like, at what stage of consciousness would you be if you were bleeding out like this? There's a lot of war footage.
Spoiler,
There is
not very.
There are a lot of creepy things that you can find if you go and you look in a writer's
Search
like
history.
YouTube search history.
Yeah.
Like the creepiest shit. That's like, oh, it's just research.
It's just research. That's why I'm watching 2 brain dissections, I swear.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably on at
Turned
least
about
one.
me.
Crash out again.
Wyszynski'd again. Wyszynski.
Yep, someone did fire another mega spell.
My theory about that is the reason why it's is because we're saying things we shouldn't, and then the government's gonna shut us down.
That's right.
They keep shutting us down, but forgetting to tape the button down.
And we're back. Sorry about that. Someone fired a mega spell.
Okay. Who is next for favorite side characters?
Shadow already said, didn't she?
Well, there really weren't any. So, because it was the
It was
first
an early
episode pilot, it was
Right.
a pilot, so it was more like a test episode than anything. So,
Yeah, it's like your options are your daughter, or all the family she killed, or the leader that you stabbed.
yeah,
because-
like
Or DJ.
or me.
really the kid, just Emerald. So,
That one's on.
because yeah.
Oh, I did like though the what your first reappearance, the whole subplot of you escorting the
Yeah.
family, or no, just the girl,
Yeah,
the
I
girl
did
who was
like
all
that.
scared.
Yeah,
That was pretty fun.
yeah, that was good. I did like that.
Good old traffic report.
Yeah.
And Sketchy River jumps in with 2 more daughters.
Damn it!
It's alive! It's alive!
2
It's a ghoul.
But
Oops.
Sketchy, you're still $2 behind.
Seductive.
You've
people.
donated the whole You've donated $8 to Chaos's 10.
Oh my god.
The war
Yeah,
is
but-
still raging.
But Vermont, that's in European bucks. We have to see what the conversion is.
And they're higher than
Oh,
us.
right. Yeah, they are
Belgian
higher
bucks
than
is
you,
like
yeah.
1.2, I think.
So, and it's so much it
We were
rams.
able to lap Australia and Kenyatta, though. That was a good recent success of the America money. Cinder, what about you? What were you said it was a tie between the two. Needle didn't listen to her story, so she doesn't know.
I did listen. I just haven't listened since I first recorded stuff for Duchess.
Okay.
So-
James,
who's
what
your
about
favorite
you?
side character then?
I've already been asked.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
apologize, Neil. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Wait, have I been asked already? Oh,
Man, it's a
side-
miracle we
actually,
got
no.
this far with an organization like this.
Shitty organization. That's how we run our podcasts.
Chaos is
that
a
and
ladder.
just stuff from our real lives. How's the weather? Oh, it's burning. The cat caught on fire again, but he's all right. He's on his 17th life.
I guess
The hate sphere is still existing.
I guess I could answer for the Ghoul Doctor, where definitely, obviously, Tulip Blossom is the beloved side character. So,
Do you say two-rip?
Tulip. Tulip Blossom. Yeah, the wife.
Amazing.
I mean, 200
Yeah.
years of marriage, that's pretty legendary. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
I was joking, Chris. Chris blessings. I was joking. No cats were harmed. I swear.
Please don't kill my
No
cats.
cats were harmed at the beginning of
No, I love cats.
Cats
I
have
love
several
cats.
lives. It's fine. It's just,
Cats are amazing.
that's
though.
part of the game, as you can see.
I've grown up with cats and dogs and chickens and even some quail.
He's gonna kill my cats.
Who is?
You.
Hey, no. Not unless the world the Book of Eli.
Oh my gosh, that's a great movie. I like that.
It is.
I haven't seen that in years. I remember really liking it.
My brother got a 2-pack DVD. It was a Book of Eli and I Am Legend. I watched them back to back, and Book of Eli beats it.
Okay, but like I Am Legend, does that depend? Is that like, are you talking I Am Legend with the original ending or I Am Legend with the good ending?
Oh, you mean the ending that ended up in deleted scenes?
Yes, the proper not shit ending. Because like that.
Okay, if I had not seen the deleted scene, which was the ending that you're talking about, I believe I Am Legend would have been really good. Would have been really good.
Should have.
But after watching literally the Book of Eli and then watching I Am Legend, there was more to be invested in the Book of Eli than there was throughout all of I Am Legend, except for the dog. The dog.
What you're saying is he was not Legend?
But see, the dogs are a good way of cheating the audience. You know, this is what the John Wick directors know.
Yeah, can we talk about that new movie, the Dog's Way or whatever, where it's like they somehow found a way to not only kill the main dog of the movie, but to kill him like 15 times? Like,
kill the same dog 100 times.
What kind of sick bastard comes up with that?
Well, they were probably like, oh my god. In John Wick, they killed one dog and everyone loved it. Everyone went crazy for that movie. So if we kill a dog 15 times...
Every time a dog dies in a movie, an Academy member gets a yacht.
I haven't seen that movie yet. I mean, I hear it's supposed to be real good, though.
That's why I avoid dog movies almost perfectly, because every single movie they die.
Happen. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's been a bad dog. Spoiler alert, it's gonna die.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I have a movie to counteract that. Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey.
Oh yeah, Homeward Bound.
They die eventually.
Of old age, but not in the movie.
Entropy is eternal.
I don't know. It just feels cheap to me. It's like, oh, here's a sweet dog movie. It's gonna die at the end. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
That goes all the way back to Old Yeller, I bet. It's just Old Yeller carrying through the ages.
Oh, well, then you might want to stay away from anime then.
Oh, God, here we go. Sketchy River for $5. Not sure which is cuter, Fwizzy's relationship or Tsigor Doctor. Also, who else wishes for the Grand Pegasus Enclave had more effects on the wastes?
Yeah, really all they ever did was blow up a few things and have Calamity exist. That's kind of it.
That's all the fucking Enclave is good for, is blowing shit up on it.
Look, you don't want to get me started on Calamity because...
Who's also donated money.
Who?
EG Studios for $2 Merca. Next dog movie.
Hey,
Dog know the way.
Dog know the way.
Do you know the way? The dog know the way.
Follow the dog.
If only Kelly were here.
Oh God, yes. No, because does he still have it as his?
Yeah, he still has Ugandan Knuckles.
He's still ever since it was a thing up till now. Kelly has had the Ugandan Knuckles, but like hanging itself as his avatar on Skype. He's never changed it.
Never.
I could buy that.
That's basically his OC. So we all joked, like, okay, whenever he has a pony, like, we finally make him an OC, it's gotta be Ugandan Knuckles.
Well, either that or...
Oh, that's terrifying.
Either that or the hip-thrusting monkey, because that's Kelly's other, like, regular avatar.
That could be his cutie mark.
Ready? It's gonna be the Ugandan Knuckles as a pony, but always hip thrusting.
Oh my God.
So just always on its hind legs and thrusting.
It's gonna look like he's twerking though, because they're quadrupedal.
No, he's just gonna be standing up.
I believe
he's just gonna stand up awkwardly.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys. I don't need to go to the store for any more nightmare fuel. You replenished it right there.
Welcome to the podcast where we're gonna fuck up your dream.
Oh no, I've already done that with real life.
Too late. We're doing it more.
Okay, a little more experience wouldn't hurt.
We're doing it live.
Doc Diamat, the scariest movie about animals I know was Watership Down.
Watership Down.
Oh,
Legendary.
Oh my god, have you seen the animated version on Netflix?
Yeah, you want to see a bunch of rabbits fucking kill each other?
Yeah, you want to
Hey.
see Robert scientification and burning holes? Yeah, totally watch that.
Like, hey guys, you know the Holocaust? What if we did that, but with cute bunnies?
No, I was trying to describe Fallout Equestrius to someone, and the first connection point I made was, hey, you know Watership Down? How it's like an animated movie, but really fucking dark? And they're like, yeah. Okay, let's start there.
Oh god.
Oh, wow. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, I remember now. Oh, man, that rabbit.
Okay, so another movie like about animals that really kind of me up. Pet Cemetery.
Oh, yeah, the new one's coming out, right? That's gonna
I
be
haven't
good.
seen the new one, but I really want to.
I'm excited.
And like my youngest brother is 7, right? And he comes to me, he goes, Kimmy, I want to see the new Pet Cemetery because it looks hardcore, and that's how I like to live my. I was like,
What a
buddy,
little badass.
do you even know what Pet Cemetery is about? No, I don't. Okay. We're not seeing.
I'm here to kick ass and drink chocolate milk, and I'm all out of chocolate milk.
Can we go get some chocolate milk?
I don't know where he gets some of these things. I'm just like, what?
Doc Diamat. The funny thing is, in Germany, Watership Down was rated plus 12.
Peggy 12.
Yeah, in the UK it was like rated G. So
Amazing.
What?
I love it.
Yeah, it always boggles the mind. You watch a movie, you see what it really is, and then you look at the rating and you go, "Excuse me, what have you been smoking?"
yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Or, like some of the older movies that are rated R, but you're watching this like, okay, I would rate this like PG-13 at most.
Well, it also depends on the culture of the time. I mean, for some, what was it? I'm trying to remember my facts.
Before PG-13 existed.
Yeah.
I know there in some of them, in a lot of the older movies, when gun violence was starting to become big, it's like, oh well, there's a lot of guns in this movie, so we're gonna have to, bump up the rating on this one.
Make sure the children don't see the pew-pews.
Oh my god. $2 from Sketchy Rivet. What's the Watership Down and Pet Cemetery?
Oh,
You
Oh,
poor
Baby,
summer
no.
child.
Oh gosh.
they're around
Okay,
time, I
so-
will tell you-
And
I will tell
real
you
quick, from Chaos, five Belgian bucks about no animals were harmed during the making of this podcast. I disagree. Every one of their characters have animals. They suffer quite a bit.
Right?
Okay,
And
Sketchy.
the ponies are animals too, so we are.
Ponies
the
are
best one.
animals too, guys.
Do you not see how sad Sandstone is the entire podcast?
He's the only one facing reality. The other ones are like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
All right,
Welcome back like the Wasteland.
He's
for
basically
Sketchy-
Boone.
oh, wow. For Sketchy, real quick. Okay, first off, yeah, they're both movies. Watership Down is an animated cartoon which starts off one way and then you quickly find out how bad it is as it goes on.
Yeah,
Well,
because it
wasn't
like
it-
follows a rabbit culture, and there's like a cult, right? And
But
like,
yeah,
they-
like there was like a prophecy or something about this god, I think.
the Great
and
Rabbit.
they have to leave the Warren because humans and stuff. So
I just remember one of them being rabid.
Was it?
Rabbit.
and like the only scenes I remember when the rabbits were suffocating in their burrows, and of course the dog like just mutilating the rabbit, and so that's like the only ones I really remember from that movie.
Okay. And Pet Cemetery is a horror movie. If I don't remember all of it, but I do remember the gist, where
I remember all of it.
where some people are dead, and then supposedly by burying them in the pet cemetery, they come back alive, and they're on a murder rampage.
No,
By
You
Esteban
ruined it.
King Elred.
that's not how that works.
Oh, I got it wrong?
Yes,
Okay, well, please explain.
I was trying, and you kept interrupting.
I apologize.
How dare!
I
I'm offended.
dare.
Let Needle explain.
So basically, Pet Cemetery, the movie starts off seeming really unassuming, but if you've like watched or read any Stephen Stephen King book, you would know that that's not quite accurate.
Esteban
So basically what happens is their cat originally gets hit by a car, right? And the guy is really upset, but their neighbor's like, it's okay, Terry up there, bury your cat there. So he buries the cat there. This is actually an old cursed Indian burial ground. And whenever something is buried there, it comes back, but like on this weird murderous rampage. So what they do is they decide to put their child in there because their child gets hit by a car too, and they're really upset. But they're like, oh, if we bury the baby there, then he'll come back because that's what happened to the cat, right? But when you bury people there, people come back and want to kill everything. Creepy. Great. I love it.
I mean, you don't notice the change with the animals because they already want to kill everything.
Yeah, like with the cat, they didn't really notice. Like, they noticed he was a little bit more alert, but that was essentially it. But when you put a baby there, or when you, sorry, not a baby, just a human in general, when you put a human there, the human, you know, goes kind of mad and wants to kill everything. So do you guys mind spoilers? I gotta look.
Go ahead.
I don't care.
Go ahead.
Care about
It's
spoilers?
fine.
So the baby ends up killing the mom. And the dad is like, oh, you know, the child was dead for a week before we buried it in the pet cemetery. Maybe because the mom just died, this will be different. So he tried doing the same thing, and, you know, third time's the charm, right? No, then the mom comes back and just kills everyone.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons why I remember that movie, or that part, what you just said, was because, if I recall, the actress was the same actress who played in Stargate SG-1.
I believe so. I personally have never seen Stargate SG-1, so I wouldn't be able to say yes or no, but I believe that's how.
My favorite thing about Stargate SG-1 is that the name is, like, duplicated. It's like, this is Stargate 1. Wait, what?
Stargate.
It's like ATM machine. Like, wait, no.
Well, you know, it's military. It just keeps it simple.
I know.
Right.
All right.
Speaking of movies with cemeteries, real quick, I got plugged this indie movie I saw a few weeks ago called The Headhunter. Just kind of a monster movie, and it's really good. You should check it out if you get a chance.
It's really good.
The Headhunter.
All right, before you jump into a new thing, it is now 10 minutes to 10, and I am going to bounce because my phone has like 8% battery left.
Okay, any last questions for Vermonte?
Vermonte.
What about Terminal Secrets, James? What's Terminal Secrets there?
We don't talk about terminal secrets right now because shit's going down.
We're still desperately scrambling to get shit done. And when I say desperately scrambling, I mean very kindly and methodically going through our work whilst Kelly gets back to me and is occasionally like, "How's this?" And then I say, "Eh," and then he beats me over the head with a needle.
You know what? For some reason, I'm partially expecting for you to say, "Oh, most of the staff is on strike."
I feel like one person who we keep waiting for their lines is on strike because
it's time to bring in a scab.
No, but to be fair, that person's doing her best, and that role is cursed. That role is actually cursed.
Hi, Chaos.
$2 from Sketchy Rivet. Thank you for the explanation, Vermonte and Nettle. And also, is Chrysanthemum gonna die in Confession Zay? Yes.
Yeah.
He's already dead.
Know. Everyone dies.
Everyone dies.
That's Simon back. He kept trying, but not even Vermont could do that.
But he probably comes back because he's pretty resilient.
Oh, James, if you could let one character live, who would it be? Choose wisely.
Pink Pippin.
See, you chose that. You already chose that for me. Now, the problem is Sunken Seas referring to Confessions or Terminal Secrets because, like,
none of them.
Or Untypical.
All right, then let's choose one from both.
Untypical. Okay, well, Confessions.
That's not a Fallout Equestria character. One of the.
That's just rude. That's just mean. Skybot doesn't kill off nearly as many characters as I do.
I'm a bit more tactical. You got to keep them guessing.
Spoiler.
So, I guess I guess I kind of wish. It's Amber's father. It still wrecks me.
I get you sound like the guy choosing the glasses in The Last Crusade. Like, okay, which one of these is the Holy Grail?
It's this one. We're guessing
That's
this.
probably my confessions pick if I could choose any one character to live.
Wait,
From
who'd you choose?
Spoiler
Secrets.
alert. Spoiler
Amber's dad.
alert for Untypical. Fade shoots someone.
Oh, jeez.
Probably Jessica.
Again.
The premise of Untypical is basically Vermont chooses one character to never die ever,
And then kills her
many times.
repeatedly.
no matter how. Well, I mean, she's that's the pun though. She's a cat. She just has a ton of lives and keeps coming back.
Only 9.
No, she can't count.
Dyslexia brought into the afterlife.
From Terminal Secrets, though, as much as from the narrative perspective, I'm very happy that I did it from
nut.
No, very much not. We've had enough drunk Skybolt for one series.
Oh God, I
Darn
made
it.
it out of the vault. Thank goodness.
I'd probably resurrect spare parts.
Yes.
Because
With
That's
using what, spare parts?
because
God, it's
I suppose that's sort
horrible.
of like the thing is adding a either spare parts or backstrap the ghoul that Dusty Cat played in episode 4.
You just Frankenstein her together with some like plastic, doll parts.
How are you alive? Duct tape.
I suppose technically because Terminal Secrets episode 4's stable experiment takes place like just after the gates closed. Like it's like I think so. By the main Terminal Secrets sort of timeline, Mint Cream has been dead for like of old age for like 150 years, which is something that I don't want to think about. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna resurrect Mint Cream.
Corporal Mint Cream. I love that when she was all like whimpering before Steel Hooves. That's a great scene.
Oh yeah, that was another one of those really fun fan services. Was
Yeah, just
was
for me, because I
Mohan-
waited fucking 4.5 years to play that character.
right with Mohan coming to me and being like, "Hey, Skybolt," because he was still working on the script. Skybolt really wanted to play Steel Hooves, right? Yeah.
So long ago.
So, what if I just have Steel Hooves hanging around this one island
Oh, so great.
for no reason? I'm kind of, fuck it, we'll make it work in the lore. Do it.
Oh, Chris Blessing says a good one too. If you could revive... Oh, wait, that's what we're answering, right? If we could revive a person from our stories. Yeah.
No, we were
okay,
answering Sunken says. Sunken seas. Sunken
Yeah, but-
seas. I see. Okay, I see what you did.
Yeah. All right, cool. Right. Anyway, that is going to be me. So I am outies.
Okay.
Get out, Vermont.
Thank you for being with
Bye,
us.
Vermont.
Goodbye. I
Bye,
love you all.
Vermont.
Have a good
love
one.
you, Needle.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, so if I could choose a character to live, who would it be? That is a good question.
Derpy.
Nope, she's got to die. No,
Sketchy
already
Ribbit.
died.
Sketchy Ribbit. The Duchess or Amber Horn makes it hard.
Ooh, yeah,
Wait, are
choosing
you
between
expecting
the
them
two.
both to die?
That makes it hard.
Okay, if they were the only ones to survive at the end, one of them would have to die, I guess.
Amber Horn. She's lived her life.
No, she's got to make it back home.
Amber Horn is 19.
She's got to make it back home.
lived her
So
life.
She's lived a good life.
No,
Duchess
clearly
is like
Battered
38.
doomed.
I mean, for a horse, 19.
Oh my god.
Clearly, Battered is doomed. I mean, she's a mom, she's a badass, and
That's
she's
true.
been
She's
there.
gonna go
We just
full
gotta-
on.
and she's already had fun with the dragon.
Battered will redo her hair in like the anime mom hair, and that'll be it.
No. This is how you know anime characters die. Anime hair, dead.
Yeah, the mother hairstyle of death.
So I was telling a friend of mine, I really want to see.
Like, they have the hairstyle of death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I was telling a friend of mine that I want to see like an anime where born and they go, oh god, it's a protagonist and her hair's like anime style.
Protagonist.
Well,
whoa, protagonist.
If I could bring a character back from the dead, though, I'm thinking maybe it would be Ultramarine. That would be fun because it's so easy. You just gotta like reboot her programs in a new Sentinel droid.
Just punch her bits like a Chobit.
Punch that bit. Yeah. So that would be pretty.
That's how she turns on, like Chobits. Has anybody seen Chobits, or am I just making?
I haven't. I'm
I
sorry.
I remember reading the manga.
But I get to see
Cool.
it.
I've read the manga in high school, bits and pieces, when the school library unknowingly provided it. You're like, here's the manga, here's some anime stuff you guys wanted, and then like later on, I go to find it, and it's like, oh, where's this one? Oh, we found out what it was, so we got rid of it. And yet they would have some Batman comics where you literally see someone get stabbed, or they would have this one graphic novel where someone dies in the most gruesome way. And now that I'm older, I'm going, man, library, you're hypocritical.
Right?
That sounds like
Okay,
the plot of
so-
an anime where they're in a school and they find porn in the library.
When I was
God.
younger, okay, I was pretty into anime, I would say, and my dad, he tried to support it, okay.
Oh.
Oh no.
There's no issue with that. The thought was very sweet. He works as a pipe fitter in San Francisco, and one of the shops that they were going to be taking over and turning into another building was an anime shop. Like they sold manga and that.
Oh no.
And they had some boxes out, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I can't get rid of it, so I want." He brings me a few magazines that he thinks regular old like Shonen Jump magazine, which is no problem until I open it. Like my mom's like, "Oh, here, Dad got you these. Thought you might like them," and I open hentai.
Oh my god!
And I tell my mom, I said, "Mom, this is porn," and she's like, "What do you mean?" Well, and I opened up to a random page. I said, "See this white line here? That's a censor bar. That's a penis."
So it's perfectly fine. It's censored.
And my mom's like, "Oh no!" Like I was 18 at the time, so it was fine. But my mom was like, "Oh no!"
Let's see. Oh, the dead mom style and the red shirt. Oh yeah, of course. Star Trek, red shirt.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
that person's dead.
The red shirt.
There's
Clearly we
actually a book. I don't remember what it's called, but it's this book that's supposed to be like Star Trek, and people start becoming self-aware that whenever you go on wearing a red shirt, die.
Unless you're the captain or the main character.
Right, and I don't remember the name of the book, but it's hilarious. Because they start like, "Did you just hear a laugh track? What was that? What's going on?"
Oh, I like
Oh
it.
god, I'm going to die.
Oh
Yeah,
jeez.
they're like, "Oh, everybody's going on a mission, great." And then they hear like ominous music. They're like, "Oh god, who's wearing the red shirt?"
That's
Like
meta.
they're
I
like, "Do you
it.
hear that music playing? What's going on?" Like it's super like fourth wall breaky, and it's great.
That's what made Cabin in the
That
Woods
sounds
such a great
amazing.
movie.
We can't
Cabin-
go to the
that's-
cabin in the woods.
Oh,
People
yeah,
die.
Oh, that's the one where literally the teenagers are being sacrificed to save the world, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old gods must be satiated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see all that movie, but I know at the end, like two of the campers like let loose all the monsters on the people that were organizing the whole thing.
Yeah, they
Wow,
refuse to be
asshole.
sacrificed. It's almost like an SCP story if you think of it in those terms.
Yeah.
it is. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know
really
that.
got hardcore into SCP like 2 years ago after my move, and I was like, oh my god, how have I not discovered this until now? This is perfect
Okay,
for me.
I vote for when our pony stuff is done, we start doing SC.
Right. We'll
'Cause
just
there's
we'll
just-
just talk to the Vulcan. He can do an Irish voice on one of our characters.
Right.
You know, I just had an idea that for like a funny spoof confession
Oh my God.
episode. We start, our characters come back and they start doing their confessions, and then suddenly they start hearing like fourth wall noises and then they see the YouTube comments.
Fourth wall noises.
Oh God.
No, you just have DJ Pone 3. You hear a thump. He's like, okay, so we've got some questions to answer.
So we got some questions in the comments. What?
What? Wait, what? Wait, there's what?
This
Where's
episode
in the comments?
sucks.
What's
Fuck
going
you.
on?
Oh, okay.
Diamondback is, of course, eating it up. Like, oh, so
Oh!
my Doran fan.
That's actually a good question. I'm assuming, like me, you probably read the comments of your respective episodes. Is there any one comment that stuck out as very positive or like memorable that stuck with you? Was the audience nice? Did they like your stories?
returned.
Too many cooks.
there's only 13 people watching.
No, he means how many people.
Oh, 12
are
now. We just lost one.
Yep, F. I think
The
we got
curse
a.
is
It says we got a
returned.
peak of like 25 or something though, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty good for
That's
us.
above our average.
You know, now I'm curious. I'm gonna go ahead and look up the comments for the Ranger episode now.
You
just
should.
because.
I think if I remember right, the top one was like, I want to go play Spec Ops: The Line now.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I saw that.
That's a good one.
Let's see. Spec Ops: The Line. Love this story. I find this better than the radio station I tuned into.
Nice. Everyone Googles themselves.
This is very
Waiting
emotional.
for our Fallout mod to be finished because
And we're back.
Yay! Anyway.
So
we were talking about yes, you can open the door.
oh my god.
Someone has opened the door.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, surprise person.
Hi.
Greeting.
I'm looking. The repost of the first episode was pretty great because it was we finally were able to go back to the original names because after it got nuked from our channel, then poor Shadow was so nice to re-record the lines that were censored.
My dad just told me that they were leaving and that I have to watch the dogs. He also said, "Holy shit, my room is like a bomb blew up." I'm going through boxes. So I went through boxes before I moved from Oregon to California. But since I'm moving again and I'm going to be sharing a room with Lucas, I'm going through boxes again to get rid of more stuff. But today is I took a break because I started podcasting. Go back to podcast. Go through more boxes.
$2 from Sketchy Rivet. The stream is now 4 times goal. Yes, it is.
Right.
And Chris Blessings, thank you for joining us. That the NSFK bits were definitely fun.
I hope you have a good one.
What?
I was saying bye to
chat.
Chris Blessings.
Oh,
Chat.
I'm not paying attention to the chat. I'm playing a video game.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the chat throughout our whole podcast.
Yeah, you're doing it better than we are. We don't pay attention.
I love how the comments on the Mercenary are half of them are talking about how it's the Sierra Madre, and there's at least one of them. The only one that's referencing a character besides mentioning TikTok is that Breakbeak is someone's favorite new Griffin.
The accent was important because it's Sierra Madre. You have to have a Antonio Banderas character.
Yes, you do. You have no idea how long it took me to get that right.
Hey, Skybolt, how many New Vegas references did you make throughout the whole series so far?
Well, that's sort of the big secret. Is most of my stories are like somewhat derivative of DLCs. The DLCs of all the games have really better writing than the core games in most aspects. So it's like, was it the second one was vaults, and then. The third one, the Duchess Horror, that's obviously all Point Lookout, and you've got like the Blackwell Manor and all the swampy goodness. And then number 4 is very heavily the Pit influence. They're slaves and slave camp and all that fun stuff. And then I guess number 5 is kind of different. You could almost say the Arctic Trek at the end is kind of like Operation Anchorage, but not really.
One individual said, "Is that a New Vegas reference in there?" And
yeah, the Sierra Madre for sure.
And then, okay, I found one of my favorite comments in the Ranger episode. Master Devies 1 year ago. Hail, Paladin ad Victorium. Okay,
that's right.
Okay.
Okay.
But most of the comments are about okay, brain fart. Sandstone and that bombshell moment towards the end.
That was so great.
Yes, and one person saying, "I've been gone for a while. I see Stable Tech has fell and picking through the ashes. What I found directed me back to Skybolt. He was already subscribed, and then took 2. And then let's see. Anyways, I has 2 years to catch up on. They like the new gig. Basically praising Skybolt.
Yeah, that was a big time transition, because I think you had already recorded some of your lines before we pulled out, and so that was when I was like, before we do this, are you okay with this? I'm pretty sure I remember doing that. But anyway, yeah, it worked out. I was like, I pushed so hard too. Like, we put that leaving video on the main channel, and then I put like several forward videos on mine. I'm like, please, let them find it again. The playlist is really helpful.
That guy who like kept attacking every single video that we put up until eventually I like ripped him.
That was surreal. Yeah, right after Stabletech ended, there was one dude who was like just flaming in every single comments of our videos. Like, we were the ones that killed the series, and it's like, bro, you have no idea.
Right? I got sick of it eventually, and I know the comments don't do that, but I just kind of got sick of it because I'm like, we didn't do anything. It's not our fault. So I ripped him a new asshole and got to the point where he was just like, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I remember that. I remember reading that.
It's like, I'm a very tolerant person. I have a limit.
Your limit has been far reached already.
Oh, you know what? The repost on the Stabletech page of the first episode, whose anniversary we're commemorating, is right away. Wait, is this a re-upload? This sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there was re-uploads.
Oh my gosh. And that's where, and then I referenced that, and I think episode 2 where I'm like, we might have to have a few reruns between the weeks. So there you go. It's canon.
Which episode was that?
That was the very first one when they...
The first episode.
Yeah. They nuked it from the channel because we said the dirty words Celestia and Luna.
Oh,
those are copyright Hasbro.
We referenced the show.
The good old ways of being demonetized.
Yeah.
Because,
you could say the word fuck and get demonetized at the point. Like, YouTube's
We
like,
even
oh,
care about
no,
being
it was bad, and we can't
demonetized.
say it too.
Yeah, YouTube is a good G-rated television network now.
Yeah.
You're swearing out of my good Christian anime.
Well, yeah, it's gone crazy somewhat. What was it? I went to go check on a channel that I had on the side that I was going to start doing some projects with, and lo and behold, it's nuked. It no longer exists. It only had one video on there. And it was just decent. It was a story reading. It was and I was going to start, making use of it because I hadn't touched it in a while, and, it's gone. So for some reason or another.
Your channel took a Tumblr.
Yeah. Oh my god, all the comments are about the name change. That's what really killed my.
Yeah, that's just like, really, guys? Like, for fuck's sake.
That's what I hated too, because the original release, except for that one line, the repeated line I forgot to delete, all of them were super positive and really.
Yeah, like I remember, like I had to like stay up just like to listen to everything. So.
No,
I
missed.
I was like, wait a minute, there's a repeat there. So.
Yeah, that was my fault. No, and they were praising your performance and, my voice they were getting used to slowly. Yeah, so no, that was the saddest part was all the lost goodwill and then of course everyone hated the name changes. So, but that's why I still remember this anniversary, because that's what mattered was we stepped out, we made something new. It's the only original writing content.
We made something original.
Yeah, for the whole channel for 2 years.
Yeah, keyword being original. Like, fuck.
Or, I mean, you see, like, the radio plays were good, the different ones, Equestria Broadcasting, they're just, reading the story. I mean, it's good, and it's voice acting and stuff, but it's like, we did everything. We had to write new plots, new characters, new everything, so. And again, I can't thank everyone enough for sticking with me for so long, especially some of you who've had to come back for returning characters for very important reasons. They've been so great.
Hey.
So
EG Studios. Wait, you get demonetized when saying Celestian and Luna?
No, EG, like that's my friend. That's my friend EG. EG, what happened was, because that was back when Hasbro was back in their C&D days with the whole Jan Animations and Princess Molestia and whenever that shit. And
oh my god.
Like what happened was people Stable Tech were so paranoid that if we say canon names from the show, wouldn't we, get C&D'd? So what happened was the big boys at Stable Tech say, like, they told Skybolt and hey, you gotta change the names to like, the princesses and locations, and that had to make Skybolt rewrite the names, and that had to lead me being recording everything, so it was a mess.
Does anybody remember when?
And I was like,
sorry.
And I was like, okay, so showing the character and location is a bad thing, but we can't say it either. That's bullshit. So,
and I'm sorry.
I was pissed. I was triggered. I'm like, you know what? Fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Here are the lines. Go.
Yeah, no, that really killed it for me. And then in episode 5, when we were bringing Battered back, then finally there was sort of the collapse. That's when Stable Tech, like, no one was at the helm, and it was like in the Ice Bear where ship's just falling. And so then Vermont started posting the radio play, the versions that Waveforma did on the channel, and we're like, well, wait, those have the original names again. So is that rule just up now? And they're like, oh, yeah, I guess so. I'm like, you motherfuckers. So I pulled out all the old files from her original cut, and I took out that duplicate line, and that was the first video up on this channel, and I'm so proud of that.
And you know what? When you think about it, Stable Tech, being the being the assets that they are with the first episode, that's that's gonna predict your downfall. And look where they are now.
In the grave. No, we cover it all in the Great Experiment, which is gonna be a great thing once it's done, but it's taking a little bit of time. So $2 from Sketchy Rivet. How is YouTube going? Hope you go to BitChute. That's always a possibility, but luckily we've got a lot of open venues, and really the demonetizing isn't big. If we made like 100 million views a video, it would be big, but the support from super chats and from patrons and everything, that's 99% of our revenue. So
you can't make money through ad revenue anymore.
As long as they don't put us in like a limited state, which I don't think they would for any reason, we should
honestly,
be fine.
We can't make money from ad revenue. We've been trying.
Yeah.
But because our channel is so small,
we say fuck too much.
Because our channel is still small, because we do things that aren't 18 plus, or that are 18 plus and not like G-rated, and because we use music that isn't always copyrighted, but somebody always tries to copyright for XYZ reason.
A lot of the fake companies.
Well, either fake companies or someone's like, oh, this has the same 3-note progression that, this song does, so they assume that it's the same thing. It's kind of screwed us over a little bit with ads.
Even if we were able to
make
get
maybe $2 or $3 in general every month from ads.
Even if we're able to make it, we wouldn't make any actual money just because of the way that they do the split and how little money that you have to have an absurd number of viewers to make anything from ad revenue these days.
And not only that, you gotta have something that is gonna stick. And our example, Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, a lot of the big names. They started small, but then they found something that a lot of people like, and they just said, "Okay, this is our thing."
How the hell did Jacksepticeye pick his name? It's his name and then septic eye, like he rubbed crap in his eye. What the hell kind of name is that?
Maybe that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Little character that's in the tube.
Great. Now you want to look it up where it got it from.
I know, right? Or like Mr. Beast. Like, where do those names come from?
Well, it's because he's a beast.
That's true. Mr. Beast is pretty beastly.
I know when I joined YouTube, I was really into Spider-Man, and I was like, okay, I'm going to name my channel Spider-Man. And it was already taken. So I'm like, okay. What else is Spider-Man? Oh, web shooters. And my stupid self, not double checking my spelling, I forgot the second O.
I was always curious about that.
Well, there you go. That's the origin of web shotter. I forgot to double check my spelling, and you know what? To some extent, I'm glad it happened like that, because I've come across ways I can make fun of that for later on. And not only that, if you just type in web shotter, you'll still come across a lot of web shooter videos first, and then you gotta scroll all the way down, and then I'm somewhere underneath piles of homemade web shooters.
Oh shoot, missed a super chat.
All right.
$2 from Sketchy Rivet. Oh my god, I put a space in that name for it for 2 weeks.
All right, here it is. Okay, Jacksepticeye name origin. His friends started calling him Jacksepticeye after a football accident where he received an eye laceration from a friend's glasses. According to him, the wound bled for quite some time and became infected after a few weeks. Hence the name Jacksepticeye.
That's insane.
That's why his YouTube avatar is an infected eye.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What about you, Shadow? Oh, you want to explain your name?
Back in my AOL days. Fuck. Yeah, that was my AOL username, and I am basically meant for instant messaging, because I was crazy about instant messaging. Like, you can talk to other people at the screen. I was like a very, very impressionable manner 10-year-old.
You were a baby.
Yeah.
Is the 007
Shadow,
007?
The 007, it's like those are the first numbers that came to my head. 007 there. And the Shadow was actually named after my sister's friend's dog I used to play with. So, yeah. And
here I was picturing Shadow the Hedgehog and GoldenEye this whole time.
Oh fuck no. but yeah, Shadow was based on the name Shadow was based on because my sister played soccer with a friend of ours, and we would always hang out during soccer games, soccer tournaments, and we always go to my sister's friend's house, and I would always play with their dog named Shadow. So.
Oh, yeah. That's cute.
Yes.
Cinder, do you want to give a backstory on your handle?
Mine's just the name of one of my old OCs I made. That was it. Whose thing was he did radio, and when I started voice acting, I'm like, yeah, no, that's fine. I still have I still use the character too. Just kind of, that's how it happened. It's like, oh, okay, this is a thing. Let's just roll with that.
Oh, interesting. From Sketchy Rubit's $2 super chat, had to put the space in BitChute for it to go through because they don't want to promote BitChute. Yeah, YouTube is all about using you got to use euphemisms. You can't link to their competition. Yeah, I think I've explained before. Mine Skybolt is just it's going all the way back back to when I was a kid. I was like, when I got into Pokemon, I liked electric types from Yellow version Pikachu, Zapdos, stuff like that. And so I really carried like the electricity theme forward through the years. And so then when setting up this channel, I was like, okay, let's, something poppy, that's something that makes like really easy to say, really easy to spell, and ended up just settling on Skybolt. So
I thought when you said Pokemon, my mind just jumped to you like looking through your cards, going, okay, here's the name of this attack, and here's the name of this attack. Can I combine them?
It does sound like an attack, yeah.
Pikachu, Skybolt! Jumps in the sky, electricity.
Hell yeah, Balloon Pikachu.
Death.
What about you, Needle?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Literally because I'm good at knitting and crocheting.
Woo!
Like,
Oh, so you took the actual pony naming scheme.
yeah, so
Character nim.
when I originally got into horse, this was maybe 2011 when I was a friend of mine and I, we were in our math class, and I decided to draw Vinyl Scratch because I was in Vinyl Scratch. I liked the horse. I thought she was cool. But I didn't really have a lot of colors because in high school they don't give you color. Adult, you don't need them, right? So I colored her in purple because I like the color purple. And then I decided to give her black and red hair because I actually had black and red hair at the time. So it wasn't me being tropey, it was literally because I had black and red hair.
Edge.
Nice.
And then I showed it to a friend of mine. I was like, look, I drew a horse. And he goes, oh, that's your OC. And I was like, no, this is my OC. I just decided to draw Vinyl Scratch with my hair color because fuck it, why not? And he's like, no, that's Needle Stitch. And I said, no, this is just vinyl. It's terrible. It's bad. And he's like, okay, well, it's still Needle Stitch. And no, it's not. It's shitty. So my next class was history, and we were learning about the Holocaust at the time. And the way that my teacher taught was he would give us a sheet of questions, and he would put on a documentary. So we would have to watch the documentary and answer questions as the documentary went on. And this particular documentary was about all experiments and stuff that they would do on the Jewish people. And there was this one scene where they actually had somebody being sewn up, and he had this really patch and like these terribly done stitches. Like you could really see bad stitches. The thing, I don't know, are we dead or is it still off right now?
We're good.
Susan
We're good.
instantly turned off the channel when you just brought up the Holocaust.
Gotcha. He had these really like gaudy looking stitches and everything, like they looked awful. So I decided to draw stitches on the Vinyl Scratch character that I did. And I went to Luke and I slapped the paper down and I was like, this is Stitch, this is my OC. And that's how she ended up getting the patches. Because of that.
Sunken Seas. Let's see. You mess with the needle, you get the stitches.
So I do a lot of conventions, and I help do security and stuff with a lot of those. And usually when people don't want to deal with stuff, they send them to me because I am annoyingly tolerant. I put up with a lot of bullshit, and it actually takes a lot to get me mad. It takes a lot to get me frustrated or angry. So when people do it, they fucked up. So they would, people would say, if you have a bitch, go to Stitch. And then people would come and find me. know, voice their complaints or their grievances or whatever, and I would either fix those grievances and help them, or I would say, go fuck yourself. Correct. This is how this should actually be.
Perfect.
I had one mom actually get mad at me because I have a loud voice, and when I do security, I have to be extra loud to be heard over thousands of people. Traffic, and I stood on top of a chair and I said, okay, everybody, you know, going this way. If you're trying to go this way, please stand over here, make a line. And, you know, I was shouting. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't being aggressive. I was loud so that I could be heard. And this mom grabs my arm and yanks me down and goes, I don't appreciate your tone. I said, okay, what do you mean? You know, what's going on? What did I do to offend you? Talk to me. She goes, I don't appreciate how loud you're being. Well, ma'am, if I were to talk in you, how do you expect people? So that's why I used the loud voice, and I started, you know, being louder and, like, projecting, not shouting, not being rude, just projecting. And she goes to my, I guess my quote-unquote boss at the time, and starts saying, oh, she's really rude, and she was doing this, and she was saying this, and blah, 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 and the guy was like, no, go fuck yourself. Like, she's doing her job.
Yeah, it's annoying when you or certain people are able to project your voice without actually shouting, and other people are just like, you're being loud, quit screaming.
You're hurting my feelings, you're offending
me.
Look, my voice carries a lot. I'm actually sitting fairly far away from my microphone right now, and this is my normal speaking tone.
Nice.
My voice carries a hell of a lot if I'm using, you know, this one. And yeah, it has actually caused significant problems because
because people are bitches.
That feeling when strong throat.
Yes.
$2 from Sketchy Rivet. Needle, take these bits and fix your mic.
What's wrong with my mic?
You keep cutting in and out.
Yeah.
That's my internet. That's got nothing to do with my mic.
Then clearly you must fix your internet.
Boonie.net.
It's not my internet. It's my parents' internet. They need to fix it themselves.
Scotty, I need more internet stability. I'm giving her all the signal she's got, Captain.
Oh my gosh. So the last convention that I went to, I took my first, and there was this guy who was dressed up as a Star Trek character.
Oh no.
And he like starts saying something. I don't remember exactly what he said because it's hard. And so I just like slapped his little and I went beep beep and pretended like I was being beat up in the suit.
We didn't hear a lot what you just said.
Good.
Yeah. So it's okay. As soon as you get new internet, that'll probably be fixed. So you're converging with the Lucas then?
To what, the furries?
No, I mean where he lives. You're not going to the Midwest.
Oh, no. My parents are moving to Missouri, and
Missouri.
But I did try to convince somewhere that's less expensive. And we're essentially moving to Portland. Like, I think we're going to be paying, like, $1,200 for our apartment, which is ridiculous. We're going to be living there. But it's just so expensive. I don't.
I'm trying to think of last confessions-related questions. I guess I have one for Shadow. What? I'm trying to remember. When did I email you again about coming back for episode 5? Did that catch you out of nowhere? Because that was like what, 2 years in between.
Hold on, let me look it up.
That was a long time. I'm trying to remember when I actually wrote that shit.
Hold on, let me find it. Where was it?
It would have been like end of 2016.
Wait, hold on.
Wait for it.
Wait.
Soiled it.
Don't rush me.
Soiled it.
Soiled it.
Don't rush me.
Soiled it.
You have 1 minute remaining. Counting down.
Knock it off!
3, 2,
2016! 2016! 2016! There!
1. She's panicking. 2016!
Is that the correct answer? Ding, ding, ding. You win!
Yes, don't hurt me!
Was it like January or something like that?
I think it was around March. February, March.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember the timeline of when I actually wrote that, because part of it was on the plane when I was moving back to California, and then I remember finishing it over the holiday season, so it would have been something like that.
Like around February or March, you came to like, hey, can you want back for episode 5? And I'm like, okay.
Oh, man. That was lucky.
Yeah. That's just how I am. Like, hey, you want to co-op with me? Okay.
Loading, please wait. Loading, please
Like,
wait.
I
What, is the
very-
stream messing up? Is the stream messing up, guys?
95% of the time, I would rarely say no to a project unless I'm really busy, or like either I'm really busy, I can't take any more projects that are too full, or the project they offer me, well, sucks.
Yeah.
I
Or
Like-
it's one of those,
Like,
that you
like-
take one look and it's like, yeah, this is gonna burn.
Especially when
take
especially
pretty
if it's
much
like, you
anything.
know, hey, can you voice for me this MLPX blank crossover? I'm like, I don't do crossovers. F that shit.
Oh, we know exactly what happened. Batter decided to shoot the servers again.
Oh, you fucking dead now!
There it's Goss.
Damn it.
I think we're back.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah, we're back now.
Okay, anyway, I have a rule when it comes to, you know, making a good crossover. Either, like, the same genre, same universe, kind of, or the same people who make it or same brand. Like, it's just, if you take two different things that have nothing to do with each other, it just feels weird to me. And this is coming from someone who actually likes Turnabout Storm. It's, I don't know.
Do you like Jimmy
But-
Timmy Power Hour?
What's that?
Do you like the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour?
Well, they're on the same network, so that counts.
What surprised
Like-
me about the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour is how, like, much of a dick, like, Timmy became when you combine them together. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Timmy's
writing
kind of a
was.
dick anyway.
I guess so, but then you combine him with Jimmy, who's kind of, you know, the good-natured smart kid, and then Timmy's all like, "Give me stuff, fairies! I demand attention!" That was surreal. I remember that. I was like, man, it's like, it made me not like the Fairly Odd Parents as much.
Oh my god.
Wow, this kid's
Like, I have my ideas when it comes to, you know, for crossovers I want to do. But one example that came to my head recently was I would take two characters from, like, I only take one character, well, one from each of an anime, and they just, like, you know, they just have a conversation about, like, what they dealt with, what they've been through, like, similar events and stuff like that, and how kind of like a moment with Dr. Wolf, but, you know, smarter
Yeah.
and not toxic and everything else. But but yeah, or
Hello. Here's my tragic backstory.
yeah.
Nobody can. Ha!
Like, one example I had was Okabe from Steins Gate and Homer from Madoka Magica, because they both deal with time travel, and they talk about how do you deal with you know, trying to save a loved one over and over, like, how do you keep fighting, you know, stuff like that. But yeah,
I still need to see Steins Gate. Would you recommend
watch
that?
it.
Okay.
Watch it. I'm telling you right now. Go watch Steins Gate, watch the movie, and watch Steins Gate Zero.
I will
Watch
check
it.
that out. Hopefully it's on Hulu.
But
I might
now-
be lucky.
I will tell you, the first few episodes of Steins Gate are slow.
Okay.
I will tell you. They're
That's okay.
slow, but once it gets to, like, episode 4 or 5-ish, the mystery does pick up a bit. The end of episode 9 is a bit of an eye-opener, but then episode 12, that's when shit hits the fan. And then episode 12 onwards is a huge roller coaster of emotions.
Okay. Yeah, I honestly can't think of many anime that start strong. They usually do have
And-
to ramp up a bit.
Yeah, like, because Steins Gate, like the first 11 episodes, it's mostly character dialogue driven, where Okabe meets a new person, you meet them, you talk about their quirks, but then there's a mystery added to them, like something about their backstory or their origin. And then time travel does get involved and everything else, but so like around episode 4 or 5-ish, that's when the mystery, well, not like the whole plot, but the mystery of time travel does pick up a bit. Episode 9 is when, okay, this is getting a bit serious, but then episode 12, yeah, by the end of it, it's like, holy shit, this is when things take a turn. So,
everything's gone to hell.
Sketchy Rivet for $2.
Yeah, and and episode 12 and onwards, it's just emotions, all emotions, and then there's the movie. It takes place in a I want to spoil a bit. It does take place in a different universe in a way, but same universe but different
timeline.
Yeah, like something like that. I don't want to go into any details. And then Steins Gate 0 also is the same universe, but kind of like I want to say years later-ish, I think, but still back in the first episode, or like anyway, but yeah, definitely check out Steins Gate. It's one of those very few shows that actually gets the concept of time travel right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and the time travel in this is ingenious. It's like, holy shit. And
my
the voice
mind.
and I will say the English dub, the voice acting is brilliant. You've got J. Michael Tatum, you've got Trina Nishimura, Ashley Birch, Jessica Kavanaugh, Chris Sabat. They're all great.
Oh, that's good, because I'm a dub pleb.
Yeah, and but J. Michael Tatum as Okabe, he just kills it, and like I think it was because of Okabe. It's like, yeah, I think I found my favorite, because I always have trouble who my favorite anime protagonist is, and it was because of Steins Gate. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm set on Okabe, because like. Yeah.
$2 from Sketchy Rivet. Fallout Equestria is kind of like the TAS, and combining the two universe things. Shh, you gotta be quiet. Don't tell her that.
Well, I know that, but still, like, I think what sets apart for MLP and Fallout being a good crossover is because we never see what the world of My Little Pony is like, during an apocalypse or a war, so that concept is entirely new. So that
we do
like Fallout being introduced in My Little Pony, something that's supposed to be kid friendly, meant for little girls. It's interesting. Like, the
dichotomy is interesting, and also K-Cat is whatever flaws are involved. K-Cat's still pretty damn good at what they do.
Yeah.
Sketchy Rivet trying to bomb the series on air. No, what's cool too is then when we had the season 5 finale, all of those various apocalypses were actually pretty good. If you just boost that rating up to R, that could be Fallout Equestria. You had like a pack of raiders and jungle. You had the factory machine, horses fighting against Sombra, and Rainbow Dash had a mechanical wing.
Yeah,
it was cool. It was almost validated.
Yeah, it's just like, they fight with hooves, like slap each other. It's like, wow, great war, guys.
It's almost like they don't realize his horses can really fuck someone's day up.
It's like they realize, hey, you've got unicorns. You can shoot beams with it.
Or turn someone into fruit.
Or you can carry weapons. It's like, hey, didn't the Royal Guard carry spears? Yeah, where are those?
Okay, I'm gonna plug something.
Oh god, here we go.
This isn't mine, but so who here likes noir stories?
Vermont does.
Okay, so there's a noir detective story called Starlight Over Detroit. I have kind of fallen in love with it. It is really well written. But one of the things I like is that regularly the concept of weapons and, danger kick in, because basically it's but it's also even more than I'd say My Little Pony does. They keep the idea of, this is Equestria. Meaning there's weird shit going on, like, oh, okay. When fighting a unicorn, the biggest threat is either A, being flung into the air because telekinesis, or B, if you happen to be an unlucky son of a bitch and fight an actual mage, I hope you enjoy having a torso that's made of fruit.
Delicious.
Huh.
Violent.
But they also have, like... So, because this is a noir story, they have the fact that, like, drugs are a thing and a problem because, like, the main character is a detective. And one of them is called Beam, which is a mild hallucinogen that has the effect of making you really empathetic. Problem is that it's not so great if there's someone who's having a bad day nearby.
Oh, so it's like this depressed robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I think you mean the gun.
Let's go with that. Except
Not
you
the depressed
also
robot, the actual gun.
Except suddenly your hooves contain the secret of the universe, and you must stare at them. But Beam is made from rainbow runoff. The name.
I like the idea that rainbows have toxic runoff, like it's a 1960s petrochemical plant.
and they even like make reference that the first time it really came into prominence was when Vinyl DJ'd a party in the Crystal Empire and dropped 200 gallons of it on the club through the sprinkler system.
Wow.
That's like the scene from the Rocco's Modern Life Static Cling where they spray everyone with the radioactive soda.
Oh, yeah.
It's radioactive.
Oh, God.
No, wrong one.
I can't wait for that to come to Netflix.
Me too.
If anyone here likes lore or noir stories, Starlight Over to Trot. It has my seal of approval.
I thought you said for a second.
Sketchy Rivet on the on the stream chat is asking if you can link it in the stream.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Here, 1 second.
You cannot.
Oh, right. Okay, go to FimFiction. Starlight Over to Trot.
Yeah, you can type it out in the chat, but you can't actually get.
Yeah, because
the more you tell them, the more you say no, the more that someone's gonna try.
No, it's because YouTube actually won't allow it.
Mm-hmm. YouTube disabled links to their streams for the same because they were following the lead of Twitch. In Twitch, people would either use cross-site scripting or they would exploit a cross-site scripting bug in the Twitch chat program, or they would start posting links to viruses in the chats. It was a problem.
It's funny, when they forced all of our name changes, we had to change Philadelphia to Detroit, so I always think of that from Stable Tech days.
Not my fault. I'm not saying no you can't because you can't. I'm saying no because you can't.
You can try. You gotta do things like put the little parentheses around the link and stuff, like they do in Facebooks.
All right, it's already been about almost 4 hours.
Yeah, it was a good long stream.
Yeah.
And we had half the cast. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I call that a win.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You've already gone through all the questions.
I think I'm done.
I think we've covered about.
I'm ready for lunch.
Let's make it to 4 exactly. We got 13 minutes left. Any last topics? 13 minutes. It wouldn't be a confessions episode if we didn't make it to 4 round hours.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's something. Those of you in the chat, anyone got a new question, go ahead and post it down now and we'll answer it. You got less than 13 minutes.
Or something you
poor
want
baby.
us to
You
say in
think that
character.
actually works.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie,
Give us something.
no.
Oh, honey, no, my sweet summer child. You think telling them that actually works because it doesn't.
Ending it with a bad fanfiction reading? Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that was a question from earlier.
Speaking of bad fanfiction ratings, okay, throwing it out there, on the 13th of July, Skybolt and I will be having an episode of The Barcast with the Barcast guys.
Hell yeah.
So, if you guys don't know what they are, they drink and they ask questions. Fun. We may also be doing a bad fanfic with them.
I hope
still
so.
up in the air on whether or not we're actually doing that. But we are going to be having like an them fun.
It's been too long since we've done a what the fic. We need to arrange another time when we can bring you guys on too and do a what the fic. That would be great.
We'll do it after I move, please. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
can't afford to keep taking days off.
No, that's fine. For sure. It's gonna be good.
Do the fourth wall breaking of Confessions of the Wasteland. You mean with our voices?
I feel like that's what we did earlier. Oh God, humans are listening to us. That was always the joke we had at Stable Tech was what if the aliens in Fallout Equestria are Equestria girls?
Oh God!
Oh God!
Attention, citizens of the Wasteland. We have an urgent report. Some kind of portal has opened amongst the wastes of downtown Detroit, and these strange bipedal creatures are coming out with monstrously large heads.
I don't like what I'm seeing.
I think they're singing some kind of pop songs.
I
don't
wonder
like
if
what
they
I'm
taste good.
I'm seeing what Pinky sees, and I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't want it.
No, it's just Diamondback's just, I'm gonna go talk to one. Diamondback, no! Diamondback, no seducing the aliens.
And then
Diamondback, I for one have accepted our alien overlord.
No,
Diamondback
our alien
becomes Rainbow Black.
underlings. He's still a dragon.
DJ Pony humbly submits himself to Sunset Shimmer's thighs.
Come close and I'll shoot.
She has the same amount of thigh as everybody else.
Oof, but they're quality.
But they're the same amount of thigh as everybody else.
Sketchy Rivet in the chat. Have you thought about a story based on a character not dying? Everyone on this call is alive, as far as you know. So far.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Hey, I've already established that I've been dead for a while now.
We're all dead on the inside.
Any consolation, I'm dead on the inside.
Lieutenant Darkseeker. Oh, Celestia is just like 10th and Captain Jack all over again.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, that's right. War of the Worlds parody. If I could do a real Orson Welles voice, that's all I would do for the rest of my life. So, oh my God, that voice.
Guys, I'm hungry. Send people.
Okay,
right.
Goodbye, Needle. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
joining us.
I'm not leaving. I'm just saying.
Wait, it's only 9 minutes.
I know. That's why I
9
said
minutes.
I'm not leaving. I said somebody send pizza.
9 minutos.
Oh, someone sent pizza?
Oh,
well,
pizza does
I
sound good.
would, but I'm a little tight right now.
Yeah, my paycheck doesn't come till next week. Skybolt, you're like the Stephen Moffat of MLP. Thank you. I'll take it. Have you ever thought of what became of the Ranger after his confession? Oh, he died. Didn't mention that? He died off screen. We're going to read an obituary at the beginning of the next episode.
Oh my fucking God, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I don't. I'm the ghost of the Ranger, and I don't know what happened. All moment we finished up the confession, I started walking outside. Batter came up beside me, and next thing I know, black.
Boom, stabbed in the kidney.
Yeah, that's right. His story ends just the same way as The Sopranos. He like half turns, and then it's just black screen for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, has it been long enough that we can talk about Game of Thrones for a second?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Go for it.
The last episode of Game of Thrones.
Go
what
off,
the
Queen.
fuck?
That water bottle, though.
Oh my god, the water bottle and the Starbucks cup.
You gotta stay hydrated when you're burning down a city.
Those are my favorite characters. Water bottle and Starbucks cup.
They
But
were
it
the
was
best
a
characters
Starbucks-
of
they
the
didn't
season.
There was
the damn
Starbucks
thing
in Game of Thrones?
Yes. So they accidentally left a Starbucks cup in one of the scenes.
And a water bottle.
And a water bottle.
How is Starbucks first of its name?
Right?
Time travel exists.
There's actually this really hilarious like Game of Thrones where it's fake. Like they do a lot of the pitch for The Walking Dead or pitch for Game of Thrones. And they point out a lot of inaccuracies. Like in one episode, Arya is riding a horse like through the city, and then like in the next episode, the horse. And it's like, what the fuck happened to the horse? I don't know. Or like
Didn't you know we ate the horse?
we
The
ate
horse got
the horse is
assassinated
delicious.
off screen.
Fucking Daenerys getting killed. Like, why? Why did she die? I realized she had to die because she was becoming tyrannical. But what the fuck? And then fucking Drogon. I don't know if Drogon was upset because like because of Daenerys dying and he realized that like the throne corrupted Daenerys, or if he just thought that that was the first thing. So play it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe he just flew off and ate her or something.
It was. Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking happened. He just picked up his mom and just ate her.
I mean,
Survival.
you gotta recover the nutrients.
Right? You
My
can't just let
nutrients.
that sit an animal with their babies.
You know,
Yeah.
I was thinking there could have been something far worse than just a Starbucks cup and the water bottle.
They leave a bad dragon in the middle of the scene.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
Or
That
someone,
was so great.
or someone left a digital camera in like one of the other parts.
There's the hand
Oh
of
my
the queen
gosh!
and
Or
then
like
the...
what I think it was Lord of the Rings, where somebody's actually walking around in jeans and t-shirt.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know if it was. I think it was Lord of the Rings or Troy, like the Fall of Troy. I don't.
Isn't that scene where Aragorn is talking to Galadriel and she's got like the crazy eyes and someone just like walks in the
No,
background?
it's like they're having this whole thing where like it's the scene when they're about to fight the orc. Oh my gosh! Like, I think it was the scene in Minas Tirith, and then there's like this guy just walking through the scene in jeans and t-shirt.
That's amazing. I love that.
I can bet you he was fired.
The best thing that came out of the fourth Terminator movie was the Christian Bale rant of the lighting guy walking on the set.
Oh God.
Gosh.
There's a great techno remix of that.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh man, poor Christian Bale.
I know.
Christian Bale puts up with so much shit. Okay, speaking of Christian Bale and doing Batman and stuff, Edward Cullen as Batman.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
His sparkly
I was-
titties.
Gonna say.
Right? He's like the shittiest vampire. He took so long to turn into a bat.
He's gonna suck.
Oh God.
Amazing.
Oh, and that just
Yeah.
reminded me of stuff I
Robert
thought I
Pattinson
blocked
is
out.
Batman, and I remember when I read that, I was like, ha, you're kidding, right? And I read, I'm like, oh,
No,
you're
they're serious.
You're not kidding. Well, fuck me.
Next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna have fucking Bella be like Batgirl or something.
No.
Just get the whole cast of Twilight
Actually,
in
wait,
there.
If
Oh my god, what's his name? Taylor
if-
Lautner would be Bane.
Oh
If
my
Kristen Stewart-
gosh.
if Kristen Stewart does play Batgirl, I hope she's paralyzed.
Oh,
I am not sorry. Good night, everybody.
That is terrible.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. You leaving?
No, I was just making a Animaniacs reference.
That is true.
Yeah.
I can start playing us out though. I'll kick the song on in the background. We are 3 minutes away, I think. Something like that. That's a bit of backstory too. I guess I could give the every story must come to an end. It was sort of like just quickly adapted into the Confessions theme, where it was only the snippet we had in the first episode, and then the full thing came out basically before the reposting. Oh gosh. I really can't believe it's been 5 years. Like I said, I can't thank everyone enough for sticking by, especially Shadow, for all these years. It's been amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and that we made it to the end. We're so close now. For everyone to know, Confessions 8 is on the way by the end of August for sure. I mean, our Bounty Huntress has been amazing, and she's got over half of her audio in, and I'm like a third edited about, and we're doing retakes, and so hopefully we will have it out for sure by the end of August, and the finale's already being written, so I'm hoping that'll be out by Christmas. We'll see. That is the plan, though.
All right.
And yeah, and then we all die.
Everyone just needs to look forward to it, because
it's gonna be fun.
From what's been passed around in the group, it's gonna look good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
It's gonna look good.
And
we're animating it in complete we're animating it in complete imagination.
That's right. It's Source Filmmaker.
Don't tell people we're gonna animate it. You'll get their hopes up.
No, okay. I'm sorry, everyone. No animation. It's all in your head.
It is literally all in your head.
And
My friend
yes.
needs an animator. He'll help.
There you go. To those that couldn't make it there today, of course, our lovely Oakheart. She was another one that saved the show after we lost a voice actress, and she was amazing to fill in and be the engineer. As well as Maddie, who also filled in for a dropped-out actress and became our lovely homage. And then Sancho, who's been our artist since our move over to East Corp Productions, and Sancho is kicking out the last art for the finale right now, and it looks amazing. So, to all of them and everyone still in the call, thank you for 5 amazing years, and I'm glad we could really all come together. I thought I'd be talking by myself on the stream for 2 hours and then shut it off.
I'm glad we were able to make it, and I know I'm glad I was able to make it for you.
Yeah, no, I would love to plan again. Like I said, you guys would love coming on a What the Fic. I think you'd have a lot of fun.
Oh God!
When Needle and I are in peak performance, and later on in the summer, maybe that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, as soon as I get settled and I'm able to kind of start getting a work schedule with Instacart or even like a full-time job, like I'm more than happy to start doing stuff. But right now it's really shitty. I got thrown in like the shittiest possible situation. My parents are like, "Oh, you gotta move like just after you're healed," and I'm like, "It." Like, I'm glad my dad got a good opportunity. Jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, but yeah, we're hoping your move goes smoothly and that you get settled in very quickly. And I mean, you'll be with Lucas, so I mean, that's not something to complain about.
Yeah, he's good. He's little.
And $2 final from Sketchy Rivet, winning the Inter-Atlantic War with the most Merca bucks donated in the stream. $2 from Sketchy Rivet. Every story must come to an end. That it does.
They did.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I just had a random thought. What if we all got together and did like a group singing of that song, just because?
I would love to do a post-finale podcast like this too. That would be amazing. We could do all sorts of fun stuff.
The Glue Factory.
The Glue Factory 2, Confessions Boogaloo.
Apparently, somebody like posted pictures of the cast show for the final episode of MLP, and it's literally a T-shirt that was handed out that says like Equus brand glue, now with more sparkle.
Oh! Oh my!
I was like, whoever made this is a genius. Fantastic.
That is fantastic. Okay, well, thank you everyone for sticking around for 4 wonderful hours, which is still 1 hour shy of what probably the final episode's going to be. And so we will see you all in just a few months for our penultimate episode and end stream.